down at the start at the moment. There is a consolidated event. It's a consolidation of race 50, 51, and it's the schoolgirl coxed quad scull. And they're at the start at the moment. You'll probably see the starters lined up on the screen. There is a consolidated event with rowing. You'll see they're all handheld, and they're away in the first race of the afternoon. And we have in lane 1 Hunter Valley Grammar School, lane 2 Tara, lane 3 the MLC School, lane 4 Roseville number 1, lane 5 St Catherine's number 1, Kinross Walleroy in lane 6, Radford College in 7, Redlands number 1 in 8, and Newcastle Grammar in lane 9. Now this is a 2,000 metre event. You could probably see that from the pictures on the screen at the start time. And like our other heats during the morning, the progress will be the fastest 9 go direct to A final, the rest to a B final. Now the A final is race 94 on your program. The B final is race 95. Now this is the senior school classification, so I'm expecting some very, very good rowing from girls who are experienced rowers, several seasons under their belt, and I'm expecting, not only because of that, but because of the following breeze, I would think we're going to have some reasonably good times.
Well, as you can see, the screen at the western end of the stand, as you can see, is showing the racing as it comes down. It's cameras all over the place. There is no vehicle that keeps up with the leading crews that you can get some sort of relationship as to how they're going. But nevertheless, those cameras are starting to pick up the races. And we can see Hunter Valley Grammar on the far side, of course, as John said, this is over 2,000 metres. You have Tara next to them, and then MLC and Roseville. This is the shot coming from the back of the race. You can see down it would be near the entrance to the race course itself. Roseville in the centre. In these heats, the placings also in the heats are the fact that they give you times will this down here. They said they were having problems. Yeah, they said for about 2 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you've gathered, we've having a little trouble with our sound system up here, so we'll try and get it right in the meantime. But
is. Yeah. Is that the one you want?
It's got flat batteries.
It's flat.
Yep. There's batteries. John was very soft. I think downstairs in the cupboard.
Oh, it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think we're still having a little problem with our PA system, but we'll see how we go. This is the consolidated event, race 50 and 51, consolidated heats 1 and 2 of the Schoolgirl Coxed Quad Scull. Lead at this stage appears to be coming from the centre of the field, probably the Kinross Wallerai crew of Oliver Hilda, Katie Coleman, Bridget Yeomans, Lucy Jenkins and Xanthi Sinclair in the lead. It's another crew coached by Sarah Cook, who I understand is here somewhere today. With any luck, we might be able to speak with her as the day goes on. We did mention the stiffening following breeze. You can see the effect on our flags and our banners on the pontoon, and there is a reasonable following breeze, but it doesn't appear to have any great effect on these crews at the moment. I would think we've got the Kinross Wallerai in a handsome lead there in that blue shell, but then probably going back to the St Catherine's crew in second place in lane 5 beside them. And then I'd be inclined to look across at the Hunter Valley Grammar School on the far side. But if we focus on this the Kinross Wallerai crew, a lot of names associated traditionally, like the yeoman's name there with the Kinross, a good crew. They got their act together. The rhythm is right. They're using body well. The blade work is very good from the time they hit the water till the time they recover at the exit, and about 3 strokes to go, and it will be Kinross Wallerai over to win the first heat of the Schoolgirl Coxed Quad Scull. Second place, a little closer. It'll be, I think, the St Catherine's crew across in second place, and on the far side in number 1, Hunter Valley Grammar School. But mind you, it is the fastest 9 of these heats which go to the a final. Just confirm that. Kinross Wallerai in first place. In second place, out of lane 5, was the St Catherine's crew, and then in third place, Hunter Valley Grammar School on the southern side in lane number 1. Winning time 7:25.85.
Test 1, 2. Yes, we're back in action again, John.
Oh, well done. Just going the margins
Down
there.
at
Winning
the start
time
at the moment.
7:25.85. A big margin, 12.44 seconds. And
There
then
is a
1.41, 5.68. And the next heat, heat 2 in this race, or 3 in the program, is also big road over 2,000 metres, and it is the fastest 9 which get to the final. We'll look at the field, and I'll pass to Barry. In lane 1, St Catherine's number 2. In lane 2, Redlands number 2. Roseville number 2 is in lane 3. Queenwood number 2 in lane 4. Roseville number 3 in lane 5. St Catherine's number 3 in 6. And Queenwood number 3 in 7. Roseville was scheduled to row in lane 8, but they've withdrawn. Barry, how does it pan out?
Well, I think we might have more than Roseville out, because we've got 6 crews on the water at this stage of the game. We should have 7 with Roseville out, and it looks to me as if that Queenwood crew in the dark colours over there, third from the far side. So that side's in, or it might be Roseville. Not too sure. I don't think we have a crew in lane 1. So lane 1 is definitely out. That might mean St Catherine's not racing here. That would give Redlands as the furthest crew across. So it's Redlands, Roseville a little way behind. That's Roseville number 2. And I think that could be the Queenwood 2. From here, that's the crew of Angelica Gordon, Zoe Keating, Ellen Houston, Madeline Newman, and Kira Osterdale, coached by Sean Glynn, is the leading crew there. But we are faced now with 6 crews making their way down here. As John said, we're looking at the fastest 9 to move into the A final. And they're spread over quite a large distance there now. But we have 6 crews in the third heat of the Schoolgirl Cox Quad Scull, race 52. The second of the races, because there was a consolidation from in heat number 2 for scheduled time for race 50, which was the 12:59 start. But this is race 52 on its way down here now. If you're looking at your programs, with second place could be the Queenwood on this side. So the 2 dark coloured crews, it would be Queenwood, I think Queenwood 2 and Queenwood 3.
The Queenwood 2 crew there, Barry, moving the boat very, very nicely indeed. They're not hurried, they're taking their time, and they are applying a nice amount of weight, and the rhythm is good. I would anticipate, though, that they will be conscious of the time factor. I expect them to probably lift their rating any time now.
Well, from lane 4, Queenwood 2, we've mentioned the crew before, they will take the win. And so we'll be interested to see their time over the distance. They seem unhurried, but they have the favour over 2,000 metres of a very strong tailwind. And in second place over there, a good performance coming from Redlands. Redlands, the crew of Tobin, Sidoti, Larcos and Barrel, Xavier Little Coxon there. They will take out second place, and third place will go below us here in lane 7. That Queenwood number 3 will take third place. Fourth place will go to Roseville College number 2. And fifth place then will go to lane, I think it's lane 6. That'll be St Catherine's Colours. So they will take fifth place. And sixth place will go to, it looks like this will be the crew from Roseville number 3.
Barry, I made the comment that it was a relatively easy win by Queenwood in that race. This is perhaps reflected in the time, the winning time 7:41.73, and that was in round figures almost 20 seconds slower than the first race. And this is critical when we're looking at qualification for the A final.
Oh, I think Kinross Rolleroy, they seem to feature very well amongst the senior school girls, and no doubt this crew could feature prominently in the state championships, and they even may find themselves representing their the college in the Australian championships in the middle of next year, certainly in April.
Well, our next event, Barry, is in fact a final. It is race 53. It's in progress. It's the A final of the Schoolboy Cox Quad Sculls, and we have Canberra Grammar number 1 in lane 1. Beside them, Hunter Valley Grammar number 1, Cranbrook number 1 in lane 3, Radford number 1 in 4, Kinross Walleroy in the centre of the field, lane 5, Newcastle Grammar in 6, Redlands 1 and 2 in lanes 7 and 8, and Hunter Valley Grammar in lane 2.
Well, Kinross Rolleroy, they're the crews coached by includes Sarah Cook and Tom Joseph. They're going to have to watch this one very closely. They're rowing extremely well, and right alongside them on their left-hand side is the fourth crew from the grandstand side of the course. It's Newcastle Grammar number 1. Now, the Kinross Rolleroy crew has got the family names there. They've got the pedigree, the Ponders, Richardson, Kelso, Richard King, and the great coach, but right alongside Kinross Rolleroy is Newcastle Grammar number 1, and they've made it hard for Kinross because they upped the rate, probably about 200 metres behind, and now this is the A final,
And it's the crew alongside them, Newcastle Grammar number 1. It's head-to-head racing now, and they're the top two. Third place will go across to the far side to Radford, and back in fourth place, probably the crew from Cranbrook. But as they come locked to the line, this is a fantastic finish coming up here now. Can Kinross do it, or will it be to Newcastle Grammar? Newcastle Grammar by less than a canvas. Second to Kinross Rollery. Well, that's a big shake-up, a big surprise. Third will be Radford College. Fourth will be Lane 3. That's Cranbrook on the far side of the course. Fifth will go to Lane 7. That's Redlands number 1. And sixth then will go to Lane 2 over there. Hunter Valley Grammar will be ranked in sixth place. And seventh place, a good race going on for seventh. We'll have to watch this one carefully as they go locked to the line. I think it will then go to this side. Hunter Valley Grammar will be judged in seventh place. Eighth place then will go to Canberra Grammar number 1, and ninth place then to Redlands. Well, that was a fantastic effort coming from Newcastle Grammar. They put the prow on about 300 metres out, John. And I would have thought Kinross Rollery would lay down Mazir, but it wasn't to be.
Barry, just looking at it, I was very impressed with the comfort and the relaxation in the Kinross style there. I judged they had plenty of in reserve. Their rating was considerably less than the winner. I think they're still the threat for the big final.
Well, we're talking, John, saying that because of the heat and their... that was an A final. That was an A final.
Yep, an A final, yes.
So they should be coming across for presentation, and that would be Newcastle Grammar, Kinross Rollery and Radford College. So the three crews, if they can hear us and make their way across now for presentations. So that, in fact, was a very, very close finish. I was surprised that we didn't see a response from Kinross Rollery as we might have expected. Newcastle Grammar, they started the challenge a good 300 metres out.
Yeah, they lifted their rating and they got their bow in front and they stayed there. As I mentioned, my impression is that Kinross Rollery had a lot in reserve, but that's the finishing line. You've got to use it to get to the finishing line.
They might have thought it was a heat, John.
Yes.
Well, anyway, now we've got the B final on the water at the present moment. We're looking now at seeing whether the crews are coming back. We certainly have got one of them making their way back here now.
And in the B final, underway at the moment, we have Cranbrook number 2 in lane 2, Hunter Valley Grammar 3 in 3, Canberra Grammar number 2 in 4, Newcastle Grammar number 2 in 5, Radford number 2 in 6, and Newcastle Grammar number 3 in lane 7.
Well, 6 crews, the full field have turned up for the B final of the Schoolboy Cox Quad Scull. So there are the trophies at the conclusion of this race for 1, 2 and 3. As you can see, Cranbrook a long way back, number 2 on the far side of the course. Hunter Valley Grammar probably out of contention for the top 3. Getting a little bit closer, Canberra Grammar a little way back, currently in third place at the present moment. And then from Canberra Grammar we have Newcastle Grammar and Radford College, the 2 crews that you can see vying. The dark colours of Radford, 2 out from the grandstand, and it's Newcastle Grammar right in the centre of the course. Well, looking at the lineup in the Newcastle Grammar number 2 crew, Harry Brett, Kyle Riley, Nick Young and Will Carraro, Tamsin Burley, the coxswain. They're coached by Bronson Esley. And in the crew on their immediate left, that's the crew from Radford College, Nick Seddon, Ethan Kruger, Joe Walker, Griffin Williamson and Jemina Green as the coxswain. Well, it's very close, John, and coming up here now, a little bit of foxing going on. I think that these crews handling these strong following conditions very carefully. That has dropped now from it's a side coming from certainly from the west, or certainly from the east rather, but it has changed direction a little bit, coming diagonally across the course. Only about a half a length between these two crews. We're going to stick with these two crews. A fantastic event coming up here now. Radford, most impressive rowing coming from Radford. Look at the two strokes looking at one another. They're throwing out a little bit of the timing in the Canberra crew or the Newcastle Grammar crew, but it looks like it's Radford College about a half a canvas behind. They go locked to the line. Will they get the run as they go across the finishing line? It will go to lane 5. It goes to Newcastle Grammar, taking out the win, and second place to Radford College. An entertaining row. Third place will go now to lane 4. That's Canberra Grammar number 2. And fourth place will go to lane 3. Hunter Valley Grammar number 3. And fifth place just below the tower here will go to Newcastle Grammar. This is their number 3 crew. They'll be judged in fifth place out of lane 7. And then on the far side it will go to Cranbrook, number 2 of Patterson, Scarf, Folden and O'Neill. Be judged in sixth place, and the time for race 54 is a 7:06.61.
Barry, I think we're just about ready to proceed with our first medal presentation of the afternoon, and that will be race 54, the medal presentation for the A final schoolboy coxed quad scull. And our bronze medal goes to Radford College, and Radford represented by Sam Earl, Lucas Lang, Damien Schroeder, Noah Sampson and Ben Heatley as coxswain. The silver medal goes to the Central West Kinross Walleroy, and the school represented by Henry Ponder, Thomas Richardson, Cody Kelso, Richard King and Harrison Straw. And now our gold medalist, race 53, the A final, schoolboy coxed quad scull, Newcastle Grammar School. And the school represented by Connor Hudson, Jordan Routley, Max Boyd, Nicholas McGrath, and in the coxswain seater case here, Ozturk, the coach Bronson Elsley. Ladies and gentlemen, please acknowledge our medalists for the A final schoolboy coxed quad scull.
Well, thanks, John. And now we move to the Year 9 single scullers. And it won't be an easy task for them out there with this relatively strong following conditions. But you can see where we are at the present moment. The third sculler from the grandstand side of the course, I think that should be a Kirribilli sculler. And that would be Lauren Moran, coached by Zachary Scott. And these conditions can play havoc if they get the Year 8s and Year 9s, particularly their experience at handling. A little bit of change in the conditions are, but this young lady out there, 3 from this side, Lauren Moran, handling it extremely well. Lauren Moran, coached by Zachary Scott, and no water being thrown up, but she looks to her left and she sees Elizabeth Holtair from the Redlands school, and not quite sure what's going on there, but she's got a very comfortable lead there. This is a divisional race, so it's Division 1, but 1, 2, 3 gaining the medallions, and she's got the rate up, and you've got to admire the tenacity of this young lady in the Year 9 single sculls, Lauren Moran from Kirribilli. But as I said right from the outset, Kirribilli have really raised the bar when it comes to the sculling and quad sculling, and their success at the regattas in the first half of the season is evident. There she goes across the line, and certainly a great trier. There we go, Loretto Kirribilli's Lauren Moran, coached by Zachary Scott, taking the win. A little bit lower rate coming from Redlands, Elizabeth Holtera. in second place. Third place across in that yellow boat over there is likely to be, that's Loretto Normanhurst Sculler, Sophie Goldman in third place. Fourth place will go to lane 4. That's the MLC School Sculler, Olivia Aidan Hallett in fourth place. And now in the white coloured boat coming up here, this is young Jade Vyong from PLC Sydney. We should be judged in fifth place. And sixth place, a gallant performance coming from the young Newcastle Grammar Sculler, Joe Armstrong over there, of ton of heart.
Oh, Barry, we have 2 more races already on the course and underway. Division 2 of the Schoolgirl Year 9 Single Scull. Gemma York from Rourke from Kinross Walleroy in 2. Adelaide Goldfinch, Hunter Valley Grammar in 3. Sienna Lincoln, Kinross Walleroy in 4. Claudia Horrell from St Catherine's 5. Bridget Kelleher Cole, Radford in 6. And Charlotte Murray from St Columbus High in lane 7.
Well, Bridget from Radford College is showing a clean pair of heels here, and she keeps up the tradition of Radford College success on this morning's program, and she goes across the line. The standard here, John, as you were saying at the lunchtime break, in years 8 and years 9 is absolutely fantastic this year. She's got the race to herself out there, and it's lane number 6. Radford College. Bridget Kelleher Coles will take the win. Second place right over there will be Hunter Valley Grammar, I think, will take second place. Third place will go to lane 5, St Catherine's, for third. And fourth place then will go to St Columbus High, Charlotte Murray, for fourth place. And fifth place coming up here, another Kinross Rolleroy Sculler, Sienna Lincoln, will take fifth place. And right on the far side, and I've got a note down here that she won't be judged. Not too sure of the reasons, but it might be something to do with entries or classifications or whatever. But that's young Jemina Rourke. Not judged. So that gives us 5 placings there. Radford College, Bridget Kelleher Cole taking the win. And second place to Adelaide Goldfinch from Hunter Valley Grammar. And third then to St Catherine's Claudia Harrell.
And the winning time for 13.25. Our next classification is underway. Race 57, Schoolgirl Year 9 Double Scull, and what Division 1. Georgia Robson and Georgina Sweetapple in Kinross Rolleroy, but not to be judged. They're rowing in lane 1. Nia Voira and Bronte Grinham from PLC Sydney in lane 2. Elaine Song and Emily Feng Tara in lane 3. Claudia Kendall and Lucia Volker-Smith, Radford College in lane 4. The entry from Queenwood, scheduled in 5, is withdrawn, leaving lane 6 occupied by the MLC School, Ruby Smith and Layla Hare. Lane 7, Sarah Gardner and Isabel Reed, Loretto Normanhurst. Loretto Kirribilli in lane 8. Eminoy, Matilda Damien. And in lane 9, also not to be judged, St Catherine's, composed of Vanessa Kimpton and Alalyn Kidd.
Well, I think it's the MLC Sculler doing particularly well right in the centre of the course. That's Ruby Smith and Layla Hare, the double scullers. And they appear to have, well, a slight lead over the scullers on this side, but it could be St Catherine's in the last 150 metres or so. Their number 2 crew of Vanessa Kimpton and Annalyn Kidd. God, I don't know whether she's related to Marilyn. Do you remember a Marilyn Kidd that raced in the Australia? I think she represented Marilyn Kidd. She represented a double scull.
Yes.
Going back 20 odd years ago. And coached by Georgia Bowd. So there's a name from the past. I think she had one stage right up here at Nepean, or the Penrith Club. Nepean it was. Nepean Rain Club she raced. But on this side of the course, St Catherine's. Now, the further they go, the St Catherine's crew starting to look very much better. They're handling these conditions very well. And right in the centre, still in second place, would be the crew from MLC School out there. Not a bad performance from MLC. They've, since that move that John suggested from Battersea Park, They've moved into premises. Where did you say they'd moved to, John?
Down the University Boat Club in Blackwattle Bay.
Well, they've certainly done wonders down there. It might be that the water's a little bit different. They've moved from the Parramatta River over to Blackwattle Bay, which is just opposite the fish markets down there in Sydney, and certainly have done them the world of good.
Barry, I think the leader here is Loreto Kirribilli in lane 8.
You're quite right.
St
You're quite
Catherine's
right. It is
not to be
Kirribilli.
judged as
Yep.
well back. Yes.
Yep. Well, Kirribilli, that's Emma Noy and Matilda Damien, coached by Zachary Scott. And coming up to the line now, the familiar colours of Kirribilli, Noy and Damien. And the top three moving up here. This is the division, so that there will be trophies for them. So Kirribilli take first place out of lane 8. And they're followed in the centre by lane 4, Radford College. Takes second place, but only just. And then they're followed by, that Kinross Walleroy crew over there is not part of the judging. Yes, it is. No, they might be judged. So we're still looking for third place now, and that's likely to be the crew from, I think that's Tara. Tara for third.
Yeah, Tara School out of lane 3.
Yeah, Tara School out of lane 3. Well, they're down on the board. You might notice they're down as 4, but the Kinross Walleroy crew will not be judged. That puts Tara in third place.
Yes.
And entitled to a medal. And fourth place then will go to MLC School out of lane 6.
Barry, I don't know if you noticed, but the winning crew there, Loreto Kirribilli, did not have a bow number. Now, I suspect that's because our issuers of bow numbers have run out. So it's another reminder, would you please, all schools, all crews, all coaches, make sure the vow numbers are returned immediately your race is finished.
Well, the bow numbers become particularly important for the judges to be able to see, and also we're low on the feud chain. I know that, John, but it's also handy for us to be able to identify the crews.
But it's also in the rules of racing, yet you will race with a bow number.
Yes. So Kirribilli back to Radford, back to Tara School, and the time for race 57?
4:04.01. A good time for that race indeed.
Well, is that the fastest of the divisions to date?
Well, it's the first of the double sculls.
Yeah.
So we've got the second division of the double sculls
Right.
coming down next. And that is in lane 1, Earls and Stock from PLC Sydney. In lane 2, Hunter Valley School, Grammar School, Walkerden and Player. Lane 3, St Catherine's, Geraghty and Raman. In lane 4, Newcastle, Grammar Rayo and Yorga Barnett. In lane 5, it is Redlands, Olsen and Williams. Lane 6, Kinross, Walleroy, Richardson and Carter. In lane 7, St Paul's Grammar, Joins and Wakefield. And in lane 8, Kinross, Walleroy, Gaia and Hall.
For the first division of the Year 9 double scull, the invitation extended to Kirribilli, Radford and Tara to make their way across for presentations. And now, as John has already indicated, those in the second division of the Year 9 double scull.
Incidentally, I didn't mention, Barry, the Kinross Walleroy crew rowing on the grandstand side is not to be judged.
That's happened quite a few times on today's program. I'm unaware of the reasons, but it's irrelevant, isn't it? They're not going to be judged.
Could be racing by invitation, which means that they're not an original entrant. We might check with our regatta secretary and see if he could advise us.
Well, Kinross Walleroy number 1 crew, that's the crew 3 out from the grandstand now.
Yes, indeed.
And they will be judged, and that's Hannah Richardson, Sally Carter, and amongst the coaches there, Sarah Cook. And heavens above, she's making a name for success over there at Kinross Walleroy. But I'm just looking at the crew alongside the Kinross Walleroy crew, and
Well, that's St
St.
Paul's,
Paul's
Grammar
Grammar.
School.
Yeah.
And they're one of the new crews on the water at this regatta, Barry.
Well, St Paul's Grammar traditionally on this course have always been involved in the boat holding when they were youngsters. And now they've put up a very good performance. 3 crews now vying for the top 3 places in the second division of the Year 9 double scull. Cast your eye across to the far side of the course in lane 2. Hunter Valley Grammar now have moved about a canvas in the lead. That's Walkerton and Player. And they will take the win by about a length. Second place will go to lane 7, St Paul's Grammar. Well done to them. Right alongside them, Kinross Rolleroy with Richardson and Carter back in 3rd place. 4th place then will go to right over there in 1 PLC Sydney with Earls and Stock. They will take 4th, and 5th place then will go to St Catherine's with Gerahi and Rahman. 6th place just below us here then will go to the crew not to be judged. So we leave them out of it, but note that they did quite well, Gayer and Hall racing over the same course. And then we've got one more still to be judged, and that's that crew in the blue boat out there. Probably not, I think that
I
would
think
be
Newcastle Grammar.
Newcastle
I'm looking at.
Grammar.
Yes.
Piper Rayo and Amy Yorga Barnett.
Well, our next race is underway at the halfway mark. It's the schoolboy Year 9 single scull, Division 1, race 59. And we have Oscar Cora from Cranbrook in lane 2, Benjamin Roberts Lake Macquarie in 3, James Kennett, Kinross Walleroy in 4, Bo Nichols, St Augustine in 5, Marcus Virch, Newcastle Grammar in 6, William Gregory, Radford College in number 7, and Oliver St Pierre, St Augustine's in lane 8. And I would think, Barry, it is St Pierre, St Augustine's lane 8, which is out in front at this time.
Well, I was just looking at even the Christian names down there, John. It reads like a bunch of movie stars. You've got Oscar, Benjamin, James and Bo, Marcus, William and Oliver. Sounds like the lineup for a great movie. But anyway, on this side, it's true what he said. Oliver St Pierre from St Augustine's in the lead, and right next to him on his immediate right, well, he's got the 3rd place Radford College sculler, William Gregory. But in 2nd place, I think at this stage, and right in the middle is the 4th sculler across. That would be Bo Nicholas from St Augustine's, coached by Linda Reid, who has got a great track record of coaching young scullers at a number of schools. And he's got his rate up, but very quick into the water is this young sculler over here from St Augustine's. And it'll be a good row here for 1st, 2nd. And I think the young man in the middle of there, the Bo Nicholas from St Augustine's, is starting to up the ante a bit.
Yeah, no doubt. I think he was content to sit back, but now within 100 metres, the effort is going in, and I'd say he's now in front.
So it's St Augustine's versus St Augustine's by the looks
Yes.
of things.
Yep.
And Bo Nicholas now has moved out well ahead of his sculling partner, or single scull partner, and what a great job he's doing. Very quickly into the water, makes a shot for the water right where he reaches for it, and from lane 5 he takes the win in Division 1. 2nd place goes to St Augustine's Olivia St Pierre for 2nd place. 3rd place will go then to Radford College Bill Gregory for 3rd. And 4th place right over there on the far side, that looks like Lake Macquarie to me. Lake Macquarie, Ben Roberts will take out 4th place. And 5th place then will go to Kinross Rolleroy, James Kennett. They'll be followed by, I think, Newcastle Grammar. James Kennett, Ben Roberts from Lake Macquarie, judged in 6th place. And here we have the Newcastle Grammar sculler, I think it is. Newcastle Grammar, this Marcus Virch. And we judged in 6th place.
Now we have event 60, which is Division 2 of the same classification, underway. That's the schoolboy Year 9 single scull. In lane 1, and not to be judged, it is Tyson Munro from Radford. In lane 3, Liam Taylor from McCarthy Catholic School.
Second and third for Div 1 schoolgirl double to present now.
Redlands in lane 4, Jack Walsh. James Longley, Kinross Rolleroy, not to be judged in 5. Cooper Brettley in Hunter Valley in lane 6, and again not to be judged, Nicholas Brown, Kinross Rolleroy in lane 7.
Second and third for race 57.
So this is schoolgirl singles, Division 1, second and third. So second is Radford, and third, I believe, is Kinross.
Just could you confirm, Barry, that second and third for Division 1 schoolgirl single scull, year 9?
Race 58.
Oh, 58. Right.
Race 57, actually.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to move into the presentation for race 57. Now, this is the first division of the schoolgirl year 9 double scull. We don't have all the crews available, but we can start with our bronze medalist, which is the Tara School, represented by Elaine Song and Emily Feng. Our silver medalist in this event, represented by, was awarded to Radford College, and Radford represented by Claudia Kendall and Lucia Volker-Smith.
Well, it looks like we're going to racing now, John, and this is for the second division of the schoolboy year 9 single scull. Look at this coming up here now. We have the young sculler here from lane 6. That's Hunter Valley Grammar, Cooper Brashley. And Cooper will take out the win, and second place right over there in lane 3 will go to McCarthy Catholic representative Liam Taylor for second place. And a very popular win, certainly to Hunter Valley Grammar. Good on you, Cooper. And we're now looking at third place coming up here, likely to be Kinross Rolleroy. However, not to be judged Kinross Rolleroy, the scullers here. What a pity, because now third place will go to the young man out there from lane 4. That's the Redland sculler. So he manages to make the podium in the second division of the Year 9 single scull.
Try that again. Radford are ready to go.
Well, let's go back now to the presentation for race 57. The silver medal is awarded to Radford College, and representing Radford, Claudia Kendall and Lucia Volker-Smith. And we acknowledged our gold medalist, Loretto Kirabili, not on the podium at the moment. Ladies and gentlemen, please acknowledge our silver and bronze medalists for Division 1, the girls' Year 9 double scull. The result? The results of race 60, not there. Who were they, Barry? Race 60?
Race 60 was one Hunter Valley Grammar.
In lane 6?
Lane 6.
Right,
Second place was McCarthy Catholic.
right.
And third place was lane 4, Redlands.
Good.
The others were not to be judged.
Yep.
Is there one race in there? No,
Sorry.
is there another presentation right there? Yeah.
No, they were just... Oh, no, there are some other girls there. Don't know which one it is.
Okay, we're ready for Division 2 now.
Well, there you go. Division 2 is race 58.
Right. Oh, now, ladies and gentlemen, yet another medal award presentation, and this is race 58, Division 2 of the schoolgirl Year 9 double scull. And our bronze medal is awarded to Kinross Rolleroy, and the school represented by Hannah Richardson and Sally Carter. Silver medalists, St Paul's Grammar. Good to see, not a big growing school. Good to see them on the podium, represented by Madison Joins and Yasmin Wakefield. And now the gold medalists, Hunter Valley Grammar School, Molly Walkerton and Scarlett Player, the crew coached by Tom Herburn and Rowan Hislop. So ladies and gentlemen, please acknowledge our medalists for the second division schoolgirl Year 9 double scull.
Well, we now move very quickly to racing. It's race 61 on your program. It's the Year 9 double scull for the boys. And in the lead over there, I think that would be the... It's not Kinross Rolleroy. It looks like it's Radford College. Surely not. No, it's not. It's Hunter Valley Grammar, I think. Hunter Valley Grammar out of lane 4 with Tyler Bunt and Ben Hudson. Look like they're about to go across the line. A good race going on for second place. But it will go to the double from, well, Radford College, not to be judged. So second place then will go to, gee, that's going to be a photo for second and third. We'll have to watch that one carefully. Kinross Rolleroy coming up here. They will be judged, and Kinross Rolleroy across the line in, I think they will be judged in 5th place. But we've got to be careful with that 5th place for Kinross Rolleroy, because the crew that Radford College out of lane 2, or Radford College number 2 with Keneally and Dixon, are not to be judged, as also the case with Newcastle Grammar number 2, not judged. So we're unaware of the reasons for that, so we'll be watching very closely 1, 2 and 3 for race 61.
Well, still there is the photo pending for 3rd and 4th place. Radford from lane 8, or not to be judged, that's right.
So what will be the official placings for 1, 2 and 3 for race 61? Thank you. 4, 7, 2 and lane 3. Thanks very much. Thank you.
Well, the result, ladies and gentlemen, of the photograph for that race 61 has now come through. We confirm Hunter Valley Grammar out of lane 4 was first, Newcastle Grammar number 1 in lane 7 second, Cranbrook in lane 3 was third. So for medals, Cranbrook will be awarded the medal. Kinross Rolleroy lane 5 in 4th place. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now move to yet another medal presentation. This is for race 60, the second division of the schoolboy Year 9 single scull. Our bronze medalist he goes to Redlands, Jack Walsh, and I don't think he's on the podium at the moment. So we move now to our silver medalist representing McCarthy Catholic, Liam Taylor. And now our gold medalist in this event, race 60, Hunter Valley Grammar School, and the school represented by Cooper Blatchley. Cooper coached by Rowan Hislop and Tom Herburn. So ladies and gentlemen, please acknowledge our medalist, Division 2 schoolboy Year 9 single scull. Yeah, Cranbrook will go into second place now, won't they? Yes,
Yeah.
in
And
lane
Cranbrook goes in the third.
3.
Newcastle Grammar.
Yeah.
That's in second, in first place. Newcastle Grammar number 1. That's
Yeah.
61.
In 3. In there, 3 or 2. 2 was it?
No, it's lane 7, Newcastle Grammar.
Yeah, is which place?
They're second.
Oh, okay, right.
Third place, Cranbrook.
Cranbrook,
Got that,
yep.
And Hunter Valley Grammar.
Yep,
take
good,
the gold.
done.
Good.
Yeah, thanks, Barry.
I'm sure what goes up on the screen is as they go over the line.
It is, it is.
There's some adjustment. I don't know whether they'll make this.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, just to comment on our medal presentations, the placings as they appear on the screen and official, not necessarily the medal awardees. Some of the participants are deemed not to be judged, so it is 1, 2 and 3 in that order, excluding those individual competitors. But race 62 is underway, the A final, Schoolgirl Year 10 Coxed Quad Skull. Redlands number 2 in lane 1, Loretto Normanhurst number 1 in lane 2, Tara number 1 in 3, Hunter Valley Grammar in 4, Kinross Walleroy in 5, the MLC School in 6, Queenwood number 1 in 7, Redlands number 1 in 8, and PLC Sydney number 1 in lane 9.
Well, the full house is there. All 9 lanes being used at the present moment. And as you can see, if you look across, the 5th crew from the grandstand side of the course in the same lane as the umpire referee at the tailing at the rear of the race is the crew from Kinross Rolleroy. Georgie Poole, this is the Year 10 Cox Quad Skull, the big one for the Year 10ers because it's the A final. Georgie Poole, Alana Tompkins, Isabella Scammell and Freya Neville. And Taylor Hobbs is the coxswain, and coached by the trio of Cook, Joseph and Weir Candler from Kinross Rolleroy. And they'll be taking over so many medals tonight, and well they might too. They've always produced the goods at the regattas. Many of these will be competing in the state championships next year, and that's in February. And then March, of course, we've probably got the Australian Championships, and we will see them produce marvellous results. And they certainly put a lot of time in their rowing. Kinross Rolleroy. Well, Kinross Rolleroy, we can put the glasses down here now, but we look for 2nd and 3rd placings. This is the A final of the Schoolgirl Year 10 Cox Quad Skull. You can see on the flanks good racing going, but on the right of Kinross Rolleroy is the school of Hunter Valley Grammar. And at this stage, a little bit of competition coming from PLC Sydney over here close to the grandstand. But Hunter Valley Grammar starting to look good out there in the centre of the course. And Tara forced to compete now for the 3rd place along with PLC Sydney on this side of the course. But across the line, Poole, Tompkins, Scammell and Neville across the line in 1st place representing Kinross Rolleroy, and about 3 lengths of clear water back to Hunter Valley Grammar in 2nd place. And then we go back to lane 3, Tara School for a good 3rd from Tara. And 4th place below us here in the tower to lane 9, PLC Sydney in 4th place. 5th place across to the other side for Redlands. And 6th place then will go to the school. Gee, it looked like pinball colours, but it's lane 6 is MLC School. And
So we've got race 61,
after MLC we have Redlands 1,
schoolboy double.
Loretto Normanhurst 1, and then Queenwood 1 in that order.
And just an urgent message prior to going to the presentation on the podium. Again, we are really requesting that the schools, coaches, masters, mistresses in charge, please get those bow numbers back promptly. It's not being done at the moment. But now, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at the medal presentation for race 61. the schoolboy Year 9 double scull. And our bronze medal goes to Cranbrook. And representing the Cranbrook School, Barney Roach and Max Summerhays. Our silver medal representatives, Newcastle Grammar School. And to receive the awards, Omar Galal.
Radford College.
Well, let's change that. Radford College, my mistake. And representing Radford are in fact Christopher Bush and Oliver Bailey. And we now go to the gold medalists. And the gold medal is awarded to Hunter Valley Grammar School, Tyler Bunt and Benjamin Hudson, the crew coached by Rowan Hislop and Tom Hayborn. So, ladies and gentlemen, our medalist, schoolboy Year 9 double scull.
We now move to the B final. That B final coming down here now for the schoolgirl Year 10 Cox Quad Scull. We should have a full house down there. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all 9 quads are there. And you can see second from the grandstand side of the course, it's Tara. Now Tara have always been a very strong school in schoolgirl rowing. Originally started their involvement with Tara. They were a bit spread out over a number of clubs, Balmain, Leichhardt Rowing Club. Then they all moved into the old Haberfield Club when it became UTS Haberfield, and now they're doing quite well. But they're on a resurgence at Tara, and this could be the start of one hell of a race for them. But Tara on this side, a little bit more competition coming from the far side of the course, but Tara probably about a canvas behind at this stage as we look across the course. This is race 63. It's the B final, and we see St Catherine's over there, the crew of Pamas, Ruran, Skeffington, Price and Shearer. Ava Edwards is the coxswain in the bow of the boat. You can see her. She's got them up over the line. St Catherine's about to take the win out of lane 2 in the B final, the schoolgirl Year 10s. Second place, well, a dramatic change here. Radford College in second place out of lane number 4. Third place then will go and just pushed out. Tara School will now be satisfied with third. Fourth will go to PLC Sydney. And fifth place then to lane 6, I think it is, Loretto Normanhurst. And sixth place to Queenwood. And after Queenwood, we would probably have, I think it's PLC Sydney in 7th. And they'll be followed by Roseville College. And this is the crew then from lane 9. And 9th place going to Loretto Normanhurst. And they mentioned their names, Whittaker, Campbell, Richards and Travers. They'll be judged in 9th place. And those 3 crews will be St Catherine's, Radford College and Tara, invited to make their way across for presentation for the B final of the Year 10 Cox Quad Scull.
Incidentally, winning time there, 5:61.67. While we're just waiting, just mention the race 64 is underway, or they're still sitting on the 1500 metre start line. Canberra Grammar's in lane 2, Newcastle Grammar in 3, Loretto Normanhurst number 3 in lane 4, Loretto Kirribilli in 5, Redlands in 6, Loretto Normanhurst in lane 7. C final, schoolgirl Year 10 Cox Quads. And looks like there's a massive activity down on the pontoon there, and so we'll have our presentation for the A final of the Schoolgirl Year 10 Cox Quad Scull, race 62 underway very shortly. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's formally move now to our presentation for the A final, Schoolgirl Year 10 Cox Quad Sculls, and the bronze medal is awarded to the Tara School, represented by Georgia Harrison, Sarah Fard, Sophia Keno, Michaela Hole, and Demi Paspaninos in Cox and Seat. Now our silver medal, and the silver medal is awarded to Hunter Valley Grammar School, and Hunter Valley represented by Georgia Lidbury, Erin Coburn, Holly Baker, Charlotte Fries, and Hannah Scarborough. And now the gold medalists, race 62, A final, Schoolgirl Year 10 Cox Quad Scull, Kinross Wallaroy, and the school represented by Georgie Poole, Alana Tompkins, Isabel Scammell, Freya Neville, and Taylor Hobbs. The crew coached by Sarah Cook, Thomas Josephs, and Tobiah Wade Chandler. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's congratulate the medalists for the A final, Schoolgirl Year 10 Cox Quad Scull.
Well, back to racing, and this is the C final underway at the present moment. The Year 10 Cox Quad Scull. As you can see, all have started. 6 starters in the C final of the Year 10 Cox Quad Scull, and a great performance coming from Kirribilli. Loretto Kirribilli, 3 out from the grandstand, the crew of McMillan, Lowry, O'Loughlin and Harrison. Amy Harding is the coxswain. They're coached by the combination of Foxton and Sherwood. And well, they've got the race. It must be magnificent to be sitting out there right in the middle of the course, and you look left or right. Of course, the stroke in the boat can see what's going on. Perhaps the coxswain, I think, who was in this boat at the stern of the boat, can't see perhaps what's going on behind, but the stroke can see and be quite comfortable that they have probably about a length and a half almost of clear water between the Loretto Normanhurst crew on their immediate right, and on the left, well back, and here is the Loretto Normanhurst crew out of lane 4. So close racing coming down here as we see Loretto Normanhurst crew from number 3 crew now have moved closer to the Kirribilli crew. Always a great competition between the two Lorettos, and every stroke that crew in the yellow boat starting to move up on Kirribilli. We're not seeing a response at this stage. Kirribilli have upped the ante, and now there's only about a canvas in it between the two crews. And this is what racing, this is what combined high school, independent schooling is all about. A great competition coming up here for first and second. Kirribilli holding them at bay. It's about almost a half a length, as we see from lane 5. Kirribilli, they're led all the way, but only just in the final stages. Kirribilli take the win. Normanhurst back in second place. And third place, another Normanhurst crew out of lane 7. Their number 4 crew will take third place, holding off a challenge coming from Redlands number 3 out of lane 6. And they're the top 4 at the present moment. And fifth place will go right on the far side to lane 2. That's Canberra Grammar back in fifth place. And sixth place will be the crew from Newcastle Grammar. That's the crew of Connell, Harding, Koshkin, Smithson, and Anishka Kendakur is the coxswain, and they're coached by a combination of Hill and Angus, and they'll be judged in sixth place. And the time for race 64, Well,
Not there.
not there. It is the C final, though, of the Year 10 Cox Squad Skull. And those three crews invited to make their way across: Kirribilli, Normanhurst, and Normanhurst, both number 3 crew and their number 4 crew.
We're now moving back to the 2,000 metre start for our next event. It is the A final of the schoolboy Year 10 Cox Quad race 65 on the program, and we'll give you a rundown of the field in just a few moments.
Well, I think on the screen you might be able to see the lineup there for the. It can't be that. Yeah, I think they're still doing the testing, because the next event of the program is the A final of the Year 10 Cox Quad Skull. And one of the things they don't have up there in the lineup is Loretto Kirribilli. That's being shown, I think, on the testing that they're doing on the screen at the present moment. So we'll continue talking about what we see on the course rather than what might be on the board.
The lineup for this A final is
Barry, I've got third place in the B final, which is Tara School in the girls' quad. So B final, third place.
yeah.
Race 63.
So we're looking now while we're waiting for the other race to come down, formal presentation of medals for race 63, the B final, the schoolgirl Year 10 Cox Quad Skull, and the bronze medal is presented to PLC Sydney. Is that right?
B final, Tara School.
We're looking at Tara now, the Tara School, of course. And the Tara School are the bronze medalists for this event. Devika Lingham, Mackenzie Cox, Emily Waugh, Yara El-Yara, and Emily Fang. We don't have the winners of the awardees of the silver medal, which nor the gold medal at this stage. So we congratulate the Tara School on its win of the bronze medal in the B final, schoolgirl Year 10 Cox Quad Skull.
Yeah, that was the race. I think St Catherine's took out the gold and Radford College took out the silver medal in the B final.
Still not there. What are your placings for 64, Gary?
First place, Kirribilli, lane 5.
Yes. Second,
Second place would go to lane 4.
Normanhurst.
Yes, number
And
3. And then third place to Normanhurst, number 4.
Yeah, good. Got that? Yes.
Well, I think now on the screen we look like we might have been looking at the start of the schoolboy Year 10 Cox Squad Skull. This is an A final, and good shots coming from, and it's clear on the screen. In fact, you'll notice that the definition that you see, and they're still doing the testing for the presentation, but and it's not the first year. I think they've managed to do this for the second year in a row. But once they go to the major championships, you get a lot of the out-of-towners coming down and putting in their threepenceworth, and really it's it's just as good as what's done by the Lone Ranger down here, John Meekings from Ace Communications. We've got a tremendous long shot there, and in fact, I think even John and Rowing New South Wales even managed to do better than the London Olympics, because they didn't need the big pylon with the overhead shots. They introduced the drone here into New South Wales rowing. Spectacular shots from the drone, overhead shots, and accurately placing the first, second and third, the gold medalists, all the way down the course, and followed the progress of the course purely by drone. Now there we have a magnificent shot on the screen at the present moment. It looks like Redlands that you might be able to see there, and I'm sure that that's race 66. Yes, it is. It's the A final of the Year 10 Cox Quad Scull. So you can see a long distance shot there. We're looking at now from head on from the tower, and they've just gone past. That would be the 1,000-metre mark. This race is over 2,000 metres. So you can see the flagpoles in the background on the shot on the screen. That indicates they're just going through that 1,000-metre shots. And you might have even seen the blue hull of the Kinross Rolleroy #1 crew with Harding, Horton, Brown and Jack Weeks in the crew. And that's the crew that Kinross Rolleroy, a third from the grandstand side of the course, and they right up amongst the race leaders then. So the third crew from the grandstand is the crew from Kinross Rolleroy. Next to them on their immediate right and about a canvas behind would be the crew from Newcastle Grammar. And then you guessed it, St. Augustine's back in third place.
Well, we're just about to move to a formal presentation now. Race 64, C grade final, Schoolgirl Year 10 Coxed Quad Scull. And the bronze medal is awarded to Loretto Normanhurst. And representing the school, Brianna Ackerboom, Laura Woods, Lucy Perrison, Ella Dwyer and Emma Flaherty. Now our silver medal, also to be presented to Loretto Normanhurst, and representing in the #3 crew, Tia Ranflit, Genevieve Horden, Charlotte O'Keefe, Claudia Anderson and Chelsea Tran. And our gold medalist from the lower North Shore, Loretto Kirribilli. And Kirribilli represented by Alex McMillan, Lucy May Lowry, Indiana O'Loughlin, Emily Harrison and Amir Harding. Coach there, William Foxton and Isabel Sherwood. So ladies and gentlemen, let's give some applause. Winners C grade final, Schoolgirl Year 10 Coxed Quad Scull.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we should be moving now. You'll be able to see them on the screen. The finish of the A final of the Schoolboy Year 10 Cox Quad Scull. And as we move from the finishing line, you'll see on the screen now the finish of the Year 10 Cox Quad Scull in the familiar green. It looks like St. Augustine's out of lane 5. The crew of Warburton, Thomas, Lawton and Durans. Tom Faffin, the coxswain, and their coach Judith Ungmark would have to be overjoyed at the A final for the Year 10 Cox Quad Scull. Second place and just across from St. Augustine's could be the crew from Radford College, Robinson, Abbott, Toscan and Roberts, and they will be on the podium as well for a second placing in the Year 10 Cox Quad Scull A final. And third place we go across to lane 3, I think it is, with Canberra Grammar #1. Andrew Kirkpatrick, Levine and Whitford, Henry Nguyen as the coxswain, and they will be judged in third place. So a good race coming on for fourth, lane 7, Kinross Rolleroy #1 in fourth. Fifth place then to Newcastle Grammar #1 in fifth place. Still a couple more to be judged, and right on the far side it's the crew from Cranbrook. That's their number one crew of Monday, Olsen, Klotz and Maguire. They'll be judged in 6th place, and 7th place then will go to Newcastle Grammar number 2 on the far side, and finally Hunter Valley Grammar. No, that's not Hunter Valley Grammar, that is Canberra Grammar number 2. And that's Byron, Fitzgerald, McCormack and Rickson. And they'll be judged in 8th place. So it looks like we didn't have any show there from Hunter Valley Grammar out of lane 8. And it must have been withdrawn. So in the A final, the invitation extended to St Augustine's, to Radford College and to Canberra Grammar number 1 to make their way across for presentations.
We have underway at the moment the next event, the B final of the schoolboy Year 10 Coxed Quads. Cranbrook in lane 2, Cranbrook number 3, Canberra Grammar number 3 in lane 3, Cranbrook number 2 in lane 4, Kinross Walleroy number 2 in 5, Newcastle Grammar number 3, lane 6, and Cranbrook number 4, lane 7.
Well, now race 66 underway with the B final of the Year 10 Cox Quad Scull. Over the 2,000 metres, they're approaching the halfway mark at this stage. And just to bring you up to date on the placings as we see them from here, a little bit hard to still pick them out halfway down the course. I don't think we're getting any feedback for race 66, but John went through the lineup. And Cranbrook well represented here with 3 crews. Cranbrook on the flanks, on this side and on the far side, and right in the centre there in lane 4.
Well, Barry can hear the wind lifting a little. It's whistling through the tower up here. Doesn't seem to have affected the water surface that much, though.
No, the flags are showing that it's coming directly from, I guess, that's the south. So it's certainly swung round since lunchtime today. We almost had it coming from the nor'easter, wasn't it? Now it seems to be coming from the Penrith area, which on this course, I think it's south. We might get a southerly. That's where they generally come from, John, isn't it?
From the south.
Yes. From the south, yeah.
It's surprising southerlies coming from the south, Barry.
Yeah. Well, this is the B final of the Year 10 Coscoot Skull. You can see a long shot, I think, of them there racing, coming up to the halfway mark. We might have to go to presentation shortly, but that's the long shots, and of course they're able to adjust that. Here we're looking at them from behind on your screen, and the Cranbrook crew are on this side of the course, a little way back at this stage of the game, and like Newcastle Grammar. And then we've also got Kinross Rolleroy, but the stars of the show at the present moment could be Cranbrook number 2, and that's the 4th crew. So you can see, I think you might be able to pick up Cranbrook number 2 racing right in the centre of the course, and it's almost coming down in like an arrow formation with Cranbrook number 2 right at the head, the pointy end, and trailing off to their immediate left, it's Kinross Rolleroy number 2, and to their right and a little way back, fighting out for 3rd place. But we go back to presentations.
Thank you, Barry. And this is the presentation for race 65, the A final, schoolboy Year 10 Coxed Quad Scull. And the bronze medal is awarded to Canberra Grammar School. And the Canberra Grammar represented by Hugh Andrew, Lachlan Kirkpatrick, Zach Levine, Angus Whitford and Henry Newen. Our silver medal winner, Radford College, also from the ACT, represented by Angus Robertson, Angus Abbott, Ethan Toscan, Sam Roberts and Elizabeth Armstrong. And our gold medalists from the Northern Beaches, St Augustine's, Fred Warburton, Oliver Thomas, Finn Lawton, Tom Durans and Tom Paflin, and they're coached by Judith Ungemark. So, ladies and gentlemen, perhaps you'd acknowledge the medalists for the A final schoolboy Year 10 Coxed Quad Scull.
Now in the background of the screenshot of the presentations, there we go now, and we're looking at the gold medalists going across for the Year 10 Cox Quad Scull. This is the B final, and the crew happens to come from Cranbrook, and that's their number 2 crew, about 2 lengths of clear water. Back is Kinross Rolleroy number 2, and that is Jackson, Lakuta, Crawford, Lamont and Ray. Baldwin, the coxswain, 1, 2, third place will go to the crew alongside them. Newcastle Grammar back in third. And fourth, right on the far side of the course, it looks like Canberra Grammar for a fourth. We'll check that one out. Fifth place will go to lane 7. It's Cranbrook number 4 with McGreal, Dawson, Webber and Dunn. Walker, the coxswain, they will take fifth place and sixth place then. One more still to be judged. Another Cranbrook crew, their number 3 crew of Dunn, Gazelle, Goodman and Harnett right over on the far side of the course. And Vodopizek is the coxswain, coached by Marcello Polly.
And we don't have a timing for that race as yet, Barry. We do have our next event underway. It's a single scull. It's the schoolboy year 11 silver single scull, over 2,000 metres. In lane 1, Ben Vickery, Hunter Valley Grammar School. In lane 2, Alexander Holthauser, Redlands. Lane 3, Damien Schroeder, Radford. Lane 4, Nicholas Pender, St Augustine's. Lane 5, Jaden Routley, Newcastle Grammar. Lane 6, Max Durant, Redlands, number 1. Lane 7, Tom Morris, Redlands, number 2. And Patrick Burke, St Augustine's, number 2 in lane 8.
Well, as John said, we have the year 11 students coming down here in the single sculls, and this is the supreme test. I mean, these are not easy conditions for young men or young women to row in, and looking down the course, I mean, both John and myself have commented today on the great sight that we could see, great supporters. This is probably one of the best attended independent schools racing we have seen. Well done. Well done to everybody. It's been a great day, well organised and well attended. And on a Sunday afternoon, we're looking to see some of the cream of rowing. Could be Australian representatives. Absolutely amazed at this argument going on between two boys. I think they're both from the same school.
Yeah, it looks like 1 and 2 to St Augustine's.
Pat Burke on this side, Patrick Burke from St Augustine's, and he's up against Nick Pender. Now, there's a big name from St Augustine, Nick Pender. That man's destined for bigger things. Now, I think he might have taken the lead at this stage, but look, full marks to Patrick Burke from St Augustine's. It will be Nick Pender, coached by Matthias Ulmark and Judith, and he will take the win. A Star of Tomorrow, Nick Pender. In second place then we will have Pat Burke from St Augustine's. They're two of the hot shots from St Augustine's School. Third place you can see over on the far side of the course. I think that's Hunter Valley Grammar over there with Ben Vickery, and will take out third place. And fourth place will go to lane 3. That's Radford College once again. Radford Damien Schroeder will take out fourth place. A good race going on for fifth down here. And from lane 5 we have Newcastle Grammar. Jaden Rutley, can he hold him off? He gets the run of the boat and he goes across the line. He probably just got there in fifth place, and that would be lane 5. Newcastle Grammar's Jaden Rutley will take out fifth place if there is no photo. And then finally it goes to Redlands Alexander Holtair for sixth place.
There is a photograph, Barry, for...
And seventh place looks like it will go to the Redlands sculler down here. That's Tom Morris. Will take out seventh place. And I don't think we had Max Durant do a start. But sorry to second guess the judges there, but we get carried away, and it just looked that way. The commentary box is not on the line of the finishing line. They're judges downstairs, and we always lead them do the lead. They're the ones that can see precisely who goes across the line. And so we wait and see the results of that photo. That's the photo for 5th and 6th places in the schoolboy Year 11 single scull.
So let's have a look at race 68 underway at the moment. Schoolboy Year 11 double scull. We have Rose and Bowden, Newcastle Grammar in lane 2, Scott and Green, Canberra Grammar in 3, O'Neill and Begg, Cranbrook in 4, Arnott and Patton, Hunter Valley Grammar in 5, Wilkes and Simpson, Redlands in 6, Young and Carraro, Newcastle Grammar in 7, Richardson and Kelsey, Kinross, Walleroy on the grandstand side. Yeah, I think so. As soon as she seems to be ready.
Well, very quickly before we go to presentation, said you've got Kinross, Rolleroy, Richardson and Kelso on this side of the course. Currently our race leaders swing across. Redlands doing quite well with Wiggles and Simpson. And next to them, I think it could be Hunter Valley Grammar with Arnott and Patton. They're the top 3 at this, coming up to the concluding stages. And I think shortly we'll be going across for presentation.
Yes, let's move now down to our formal presentations for race 66. That is the B final. Schoolboy Year 10 Cox Quad Scull. And our awards, the bronze medallion.
Very quickly now on the instructions of the CEO, we'll go now very quickly to the Year 8 double scull. A very exciting finish coming up here between the 3 crews. A lot of cheers going up. You've got 3 crews. What order are they going to finish the race in? Well, Kinross Rolleroy have been the race leaders. Tom Richardson and Cody Kelso, they lead as they come into the final 25 metres. And then we look across, it looks like it's going to be Redlands School for second place. And third place then will go to them. Next door to them, that is Hunter Valley Grammar back in third. Fourth place will go to the Cranbrook School. Now, which one is it? I think that's the one from lane 4. That's O'Neill and Begg will be taking out fourth place. Fifth place that will then go to Newcastle Grammar number 1. A crew from lane 7, that's Young and Carraro, will be judged in 5th place. 6th place then will go to Canberra Grammar of Scott and Green. And 7th place will go to Newcastle Grammar with Rose and Bowden. We now move back to John for the next presentation.
So let's resume that presentation. Glad to see that race 68 finish, but this is the B final schoolboy year 10 cock squad, and our bronze medallion is awarded to Newcastle Grammar School. And the awardees: Dylan Baltervis, Thomas Grimshaw, Oscar Dima, Oscar Devine, and Callan Routley. Our silver medalists from the Central West: Kinross Wallaroi, represented by Ziggy Jackson Lakuta, William Crawford, Archie Lamont, Sam Ray, and Fergus Baldwin. And now our gold medalist from Sydney's eastern suburbs, the Cranbrook School. Cranbrook represented by Van Robinson, Thomas Pintarik, Jack Jackson, Max Summerhays, and Samuel Jones. The crew coached by Richard Scarf and Jack Suriano. So, ladies and gentlemen, final applause. B finalist, school year 10 cock squad Skull.
Well, if you're not watching the racing and you're over at the back, over there at the boat park, get yourself up onto the bank. A big one coming up here now. It's the Schoolgirl 8. It's the high school combined high school championships. And look at the lineup there, John. It's absolutely fantastic. Norman Hurst over here closest to the grandstand. And a little out of contention, Queenwood number 1. These are divisions. So we're waiting to see what happens to the way they're allocated these for divisions. Right next door to them is Queenwood, the leading combination at the present moment. Then you've got Kirribilli, a little way back. Alongside Kirribilli, you've got St Catherine's. Now, this is going to be very interesting to see how St Catherine's fare against Loretto Kirribilli, the number 1 crew. St Catherine's, I think this might be one of the early times that they've had, and they've put an 8 on the water. And they're up against the big performers here. No sign of Pymble Ladies College, of course. But then again, these crews are getting closer and closer and closer to the early success of Pymble in the college program. Going on the far side, we have Kinross Walroy and Newcastle Grammar. Now, as the further they go, and we're coming up now to about 300 metres, still involved, you can see the Queenwood number 1 crew starting to shine. It's Ellen Euston, Chelsea Prout, Beth McClellan, Ava McLean, Sophie Werner, Sophie Feely, Lauren Smits, Alexandra Nell, Emily Rouse is the coxswain, and they're coached by Adam de Koning and Shane Glynn. And those coaches have been with them now for several seasons, and you can see the results. It's going to be a great result for 2nd and 3rd. Now, these are divisions, and there are prizes 1st, 2nd and 3rd for this division. And you can see for 2nd and 3rd, you can't pick, you couldn't throw a blanket over the finish that we're going to see from 2nd and 3rd placings. But there's no doubt about Queenwood, number 1. Queenwood, number 1 in the dark colours. They're so relaxed. They're coming up here. They're not worried about times or anything like that. They've got plenty of time. They've got plenty of steadiness in the boat. A magnificent performance coming from this college crew as they sit back. They send the boat going. Hardly any check in the boat. A magnificent rowing. A great display of college rowing coming from Queenwood. They come to the line. Are we looking at now the new state champion sculling 8? Or the champion rowing 8? Schoolgirl 8. They go across the line. It will go to go to Queenwood number 1. 2nd place. Look at the race going on for 2nd here. It's a most dramatic finish coming up here. Will it be number 8, Loretto Normanhurst? Will they be able to get there with the run? They just get there. Second place. Third place then will go to lane 6, Kirribilli. Fourth place just across from them is St Catherine's. And fifth place then, right on the far side, would be Kinross Rolleroy. Well, unbelievable. Fifth place, I think we've still got one more crew to go. That will be the crew from Newcastle Grammar. They'll be judged in sixth place. Well, I don't think we've ever seen a closer event.
Well, we do have a photo pending, Barry,
Photos,
for
have we?
second and fourth,
Oh.
third and fourth.
Good
You
heavens
called it
above.
as close.
Oh, sure.
Obviously it is.
I'm going to shut up.
Fellas are ready for the schoolboy single.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll now move to further presentations. They're coming thick and fast this afternoon. This is for race 67, the schoolboy year 11 single scull. And our bronze medalist representing Hunter Valley Grammar School, Ben Vickery. Our third, silver medalist rather, from St Augustine's, Patrick Burke.
No, from Hunter Valley because the second St. Augustine's couldn't be judged.
Sorry, say again. Can you pick up that?
Hunter Valley.
So the Hunter Valley, that's Ben Vickery. Well done, Ben, and we apologise. And our gold medalist representing St Augustine's, it is Nicholas Pender. So, ladies and gentlemen, applause now. Medalist, schoolboy, year 11, single scull. I apparently have down one of those who not to be judged.
We're talking about the 11, single year 11, aren't we?
Yeah,
Well, they were all to be judged.
that's what I thought. Anyway, so be it. No.
Well, the Eagle event, race 69 on your program. We now have an official results for that at a time of 6:48.42. 6:48.42 at the time. And for the first division, it went Queenwood, Normanhurst and Kirribilli. I think that's the way we might have called it. Third place, Kirribilli number 1. Back to St Catherine's, Kinross Rolleroy and Newcastle Grammar. Well, we thought we were being treated to a great race then for the first division of the Schoolgirl 8. If you thought that was great, we're now going to the second division of the Schoolgirl 8. And there are 6 starters. It's over 2,000 metres and they're just approaching the halfway mark.
With PLC Sydney in lane 2, MLC School 3, Loretto Kirribilli in the centre of the field, Queenwood in lane 5, Canberra Grammar in 6, and Hunter Valley Grammar in lane 7.
Well, this is fairly close racing here, unlike the last one where we saw the Queenwood number 1 had established a great lead. But coming up here now, this is fairly close as they've moved now into the second half of the event. And you will be looking very closely at the crew third from the grandstand side of the course, and that is Queenwood number 2. And they're up in the lead, and the closest to them would be on their right-hand side, Kirribilli. So we're going to see another race now between Canberra, between Queenwood and Kirribilli, right in the centre of the course, those two crews. Good race going on for third, and Canberra Grammar probably would be in third place, and alongside the crew from MLC School, which is surprising to see them up so close to the race leaders at this stage. In fact, from MLC. I think this is probably one of the first times, second time, that we've seen a crew from MLC with the names like Patterson, Newby, Hine and Pennon, Smith, Murphy, Maddie Murphy racing there with Nayan and Woolbank, and the coxswain there, Madeline Aiken. So MLC still with and hanging in there, and a big surprise to see the second crew up so close to those two leading crews. So that would put them in third place, and a good race going on for third from MLC. But our race leader, 3 out from this side, another Queenwood 2. Well, we'll pick up the event. We'll pick up the final stages of the event after we go to presentations.
And this is a presentation now for race 68, the schoolboy year 11 double scull. And our bronze medallions awarded to Hunter Valley Grammar School. And representing Hunter Valley, Mac Arnott and James Patton.
Which is not working?
Can we turn John up? It's hard to hear him.
Our silver medal goes to Redlands, not on the podium at the moment, but the gold medalist, Kinross Walleroy, and representing the school, Thomas Richardson, Cody Kelso, coaches Sarah Cook and Tobias Verschander. So, ladies and gentlemen, our medalists, those available, schoolboy year 11 double scull.
Well, I don't think you can hear me at the present moment. I'm told that I could be out of batteries once again, but the light's showing on for the that you might be able to hear me. But coming up to the concluding stages in the schoolgirl 8 second division, and you can see right in the centre of the course, it's Queenwood and Kirribilli in what could be a great struggle going on there. I think the big surprise is coming from MLC School over there, and back in third place. So it's a very, very big surprise to see them so close to these leading contenders. But Queenwood with the crew of Gordon, Hurlter, Ezzy, Newman, Botha, Keating, Nell and O'Donnell. The Kira Ostadell is the coxswain. She's got them 3/4 of a length in the lead. It's Queenwood would take out second division. They're closely followed by Loretto Kirribilli back in second place. Third place will go to a great row coming from MLC to take out third. Fourth place then will go to the Canberra Grammar combination, and then they'll be followed by Hunter Valley Grammar. And finally in sixth place in the big red boat over there, they've had that now for a number of seasons, PLC Sydney will take out sixth place in the second division of the schoolgirl 8.
Barry, quite an effort with Queenwood winning first prize in both the A division and the B division. Very good effort.
Well, they're out to take, there's the schoolgirl head of the river, the state championships and the Australian championships coming up, John. Should be great racing.
I was very impressed with in the last race there, the B division, that finish that Queenwood put in, left it to 100 yards and just opened up and burst away.
It's not, I don't think it's batteries, is it, John?
Well, we can see our winning crews from the schoolgirl 8 assembling at the moment, but we'll give the rundown for the race underway, and it is the schoolboy single scull. Noah Sampson from Radford in lane 3, Alec Price Redlands in lane 4, Nicholas McGrath Newcastle Grammar in 5, Torben Ungermack, good name that one is at St Augustine's, and Mitchell Caponis from Cranbrook in 7, Samuel Earl from Radford in lane 8, but Samuel not to be judged. Looks like we're ready to go now in our presentation.
Well, looks like we're going to wait until the singles are done. The schoolboy single scull underway, and you can see third out, as John said, St Augustine's Torben Ugmark. Well, he comes from good stock, and you can see mum and dad co-coaches there, Matthias Ungmark and Judith Ungmark, and they won't be talking about what they've had for breakfast over the table when he comes back from training. This young family has done much for Australian rowing, and particularly at the junior level, and I think both dad and mum are on the line-up there for us as Australians, certainly as state coaches in the state versus state racing. But it's the young Ungmark, Torben Ungmark from St Augustine's in the green. I think it's those colours are starting to fade with the weather. But on his immediate right is Newcastle Grammar. That's Nick McGrath. And in the yellow boat out there in second place. But Ungmark, he's not pushing himself. He's just reaching out, so relaxed in his rowing. And you can see the higher rating coming from the sculler in second place. And he's not making any, starting to make a little bit of move, but the response has been not by bringing up the rate, but sheer strength coming from Ungmark in lane 6. So Torben Ungmark set to take out the Schoolboy Single Scull Championship here at the CIS Regatta, and Ungmark takes the win with about half a length of Clearwater. Back in second place, it's McGrath, coached by Bronston Elsley from Newcastle Grammar. About 2 lengths of Clearwater, then back to Radford College. Noah Sampson, a good win coming, or a good row coming from Noah out there for third place. Fourth place will then go to Cranbrook's Mitchell Caponis, and featured very well in local events. He'll take out fourth. Fifth place then will go to, I think, Redlands. Alec Price will be judged in fifth place. And one more still to be judged, and this is coming up. In fact, he won't be judged. Sam Earl from Radford College. And the indications are that it will be not, that he won't be judged.
And the timing there, Barry, 7:37.99. Now to our formal medal presentation of the Division 1 Schoolgirl 8. And our bronze medal is awarded to Loretto Kirribilli. And Loretto represented by Matilda Holden, Zoe Graham, Josephine McDougall, Eliza Dunlop, Emma Wimneray, Olivia Loadsman, Lily Eels, Peggy Mackenzie, with Teresa Harris as our coxswain. Silver medalists go to Loretto Normanhurst, and representing is Bridley Cooksey, Beatrice Rogers, Bryony Mitchell, Molly Pringle, Ainsley Wood, Harriet Perrison, Lucy Hassel, Lucy Illick, and Hannah Kaup in the Cox's seat.
Very quickly, just before we go to the gold medalists, we've just looked at the winners go across in the schoolboy double scull. It was Cranbrook. They'll be followed by Newcastle Grammar in second place. Third place in the blue boat will go over there to Kinross Rolleroy for a third, and fourth place then will go to Hunter Valley Grammar for fourth. Back to you, John.
Thank you. And the gold medal for the First Division Schoolgirl 8, Queenwood. And Queenwood represented by Ellen Houston, Chelsea Prout, Beth McClellan, Ava McLean, Sophia Verner, Sophia Freely, Lauren Smits, Alexander Nell, and Emily Rouse. And the coaches, Adam de Koenig and Sarah Glynn. But ladies and gentlemen, perhaps a big applause for the winners of the First Division Schoolgirl 8.
goes to Newcastle Grammar out of 7.
Right.
And third place goes to Kinross Roy out of lane 3.
Excellent. Thanks, Barry.
Okay, so
Yeah, that's good. Yep.
very good. The next race is a Year 8 single skull, but the next one for presentation is likely to be the second division of the school Year 8.
Yeah,
So
it will be. I think Barry. Yes. Yeah.
now, if we can move the first division on as quickly as we possibly can, we have the second division for presentation about to move on to the pontoon. So if the coxswains could move the boats away from the presentation dais as quickly as possible, thank you.
And while that's happening, I'll just give a rundown on the field for our next event. It is race 73, the first division of the schoolgirl Year 8 single scull. Emily Webb, PLC Sydney in lane 3, Charlotte Scamps, Redlands in 4, Coco Gracie, Loretto Kirribilli in 5, Laura Perkis, MLC School in 6, and Sienna Meany, Roseville in lane 7. That's race 73 underway at the moment.
While the crews are moving in, we'll look at that first division of the single scullers in race 73. These are in Year 8s, and these conditions have settled down somewhat. They've moved round back, coming from the east again, and conditions which these ladies should have no problems with at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 scullers we have, and John's been through the lineup there, but good effort coming from Sienna Meany from Roseville College on the grandstand side of the course, and just across from her is Loretto Kirribilli, Coco Gracie, and back in second place. Third place at this stage would be Lauren Perkis from MLC School. Now they're the top 3, and but you never lay the glasses down until the race is over. And we look across, and it's a good fourth coming from the young lady there from PLC Sydney, Emily Webb, coached by one of the greats of earlier racing, Ashley Pepinell. And then from Redlands we have Charlotte Scamps back just in front of the umpire's launch coming down here. Now we should be starting to see now the crews lining up for presentations for the second division of the 8s. So we'll continue on now with the race coming down here, and you can see that even at Year 8, the competitive nature of these two young ladies, they have not taken their eyes off every time they take a stroke. It's looking across to see what the other one is doing. Now this is a division, so there are trophies for this event. Who gets first? Who gets second? Kirribilli, Coco Gracie, can she do it? And the rate comes up. Look at her go. The ponytails flying up in the breeze, and we see the response now coming from young Sienna Meany from Roseville. Can she do it? We never give up. She's going to try. She's starting to get in a little bit of trouble with the timing of the blades going in, but her heart, she looks around, she just keeps ahead, and she'll get second place. She just keeps ahead, and she'll be doing much better the next time she races. What a great performance, ladies and gentlemen. That was a great finish coming from first place, Coco Gracie from Kirribilli, and the young lady from Sienna Meany, or called Sienna Meany, in the schoolgirl Year 8s. Year 8s, what were we all doing when we were Year 8, John? Certainly it wasn't out in a boat. Anyway, Roseville College, Sienna Meany takes second place. Third place, right on the far side, I think the red cap, Emily Webb from PLC Sydney, she'll take third. Fourth place will go to lane 4, I think that's Redlands. And then fifth place will go to the MLC School. Also doing a good job, Lauren Perkis will be judged in fifth place, and that concludes the first division of the Year 8 single scull.
I just came up to say good day, but good job you blokes are doing.
Oh, jeez, we yap on.
G'day, John.
How are you?
Yeah,
You doing well?
I heard your voice, I thought I'd better come up and
Oh, yes.
say good day.
Yeah. Well, there's not too many Penrith kids here today.
No, we've got them all under our schools.
Have you?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they've done pretty well. We've won 2 or 3 silvers, so
Yeah.
so no, it's good. So
You're very much into it now, aren't you? You're really part of the big family. You barbecue, you cook.
oh yeah, good.
Boat race official.
Boat race official, yes, so for the regatta.
Are you still on the bench up here, or still in the police? Or you retired? How long ago?
Judge on the parole authority, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Parole
so-
authority.
yeah,
Gee, that's rather controversial.
Yeah, it is, so that takes a fair bit of my time.
Yeah, it certainly would.
Yeah.
Gee, there've been a lot of publicity given to what the decisions are made there.
So what's happened with this truth in sentencing when it came in with these murderers? They're all sort of coming up for parole now. And you can imagine the trauma.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming up to the final stages of the schoolgirl Year 8 Single Scull Division 2. A prominent leader there. And I think we might have a problem in this race. Yes, we have the umpire boat moving over to someone who's obviously capsized. And I think it might be A. Myers from Newcastle Grammar, but yet to be confirmed. But we have now Newcastle Grammar. No, A. Myers is now up the other end of the course, about to cross the line. And it's a comfortable thing, a lot of clear water back to second place there. But boat down there is righted and on the way home, so to speak. Bad luck. It was a competitive place for a place in this event, but not to be. Second Division Schoolgirl Year 8 Single Scull. I think that is Loretta Normanhurst, Maria L. Haddad over in second place. But I think we can now leave that at the moment. We'll wait for the official placings on that, and we'll move now to the other Schoolgirl 8 Division 2 and the award for that in third place. Division 2 Schoolgirl 8, the MLC school, and representing MLC, Fiona Patterson, Sophie Newby, Ava Hine, Taylor Kerpenotis, Lily Smith, Madeline Murphy, Samantha Nayan, Ella Woodbank, and Madeline Aitken. Now the silver medals for this class, and it's awarded to Loretto Kirabelli. And receiving the award, Isabel Constantian, Annabelle Price, Caitlin L., Charlotte Tiffin, Abby Walsh, Emma Carey, Tatali Brown, Abigail Skinner, and Kate Carlson. And the gold medal for the Division 2 Schoolgirl 8, making it a double in the Schoolgirl 8 category, Queenwood. Queenwood represented by Angelica Gordon. Ingrid Holzer, Rachel Ezzy, Madeline Newman, Tiffany Botha, Zoe Keating, Sophie Nell, Olivia O'Donnell, Kira Osterdahl, and they're coached by Ray Boyle. So, ladies and gentlemen, perhaps you'd acknowledge our medal winners for Race 70, Second Division, Schoolgirl 8.
John, they're starting to bank up a bit. Can we very humbly request the young ladies who have just had their presentations and their coxswains to move their boats as quickly as they can away from the presentation dais. There's a bank up of scullers and double scullers coming up here now, and we need to make the presentations move along a little bit faster. If we move now to see the results of race 75. Once again, a reminder, if the eights can move very quickly away from the presentation dais, because we have a bank up now of double sculls and single sculls. We'll try to give you the racing from race 75. Over the 1,000 metres, the first was Radford College sculler out of lane 3. The second place sculler was Loney Flanagan from Loretto Kirribilli. Loney and Flanagan from Loretto Kirribilli in the Year 8 double scull. And third place went to Roseville. That's the crew from of Comerford and Bennett, judged in third place, and then PLC Sydney for fourth, and then Loretto Normanhurst. So PLC Sydney for fourth, and Loretto Normanhurst will be judged in fifth place. And for those that were watching the Queenwood College crew, they had been withdrawn, and they're the results for race, the first division of the Year 8 double scull.
And the second division is underway at the moment. Kinross Walleroy not to be judged in lane 2, Newcastle Grammar in 3, Tara in 4, MLC School in 5, Redlands in 6, Kinross Walleroy in 7.
Well, once again, if the scullers can move very quickly once the eights have departed, and the next presentation should be for the I think it will be for the schoolboy single sculls. So schoolboy single sculls should move to the presentation as soon as they possibly can. That would include Ulmark, McGrath and Sampson from Radford College. And if possible, if you could move your boats down to the far end of the presentation dais. Down to the far end, if you could move your boats. And right behind the schoolboy single sculls, there'll be a presentation for the schoolboy double sculls, which will involve Cranbrook, Newcastle Grammar, and Kinross Walleroy.
Well, in the race underway at the moment, the combination of Robson and Searle from Kinross Walleroy not to be judged on the far side, and despite a couple of very rough strokes just a few moments ago, they're handsomely out in front. But it means the medal winners are immediately behind them, and the battle there is, Barry?
Well, the battle going on there between, I think that's Tara School with Sharani Aprikama and Sophia Moon in second place overall, I suppose. Third place going then to the crew from lane 6, that's a Redlands crew. And fourth place will go then to lane 7, that's Kinross Walleroy number 1. They'll be judged in fourth. Good race going on for fifth and sixth place out there, but over in lane, it says lane 4 down there. I thought that was Tara, but anyway, nevertheless, Tara will take out the fifth place, and then we've got the crew on the far side, which would be Newcastle Grammar. So just checking on those placings for race number 76. Kinross Walleroy, MLC, back to Redlands.
And we're ready now with our next presentation, race 72, schoolboy double sculls. Let's find it on our list. Which one, Barry? Schoolboy silver.
Race 71.
71. Yep, there we are. Race 71, the schoolboy single scull. And our bronze medal goes to Noah Sampson from Radford College. Silver medal, Nicholas McGrath, Newcastle Grammar. And our gold medal in this class, the schoolboy single scull, Torben Unemark from St. Augustine's. Torben's winning time 7:37.99. Now, ladies and gentlemen, applause for the winners of the schoolboy single scull.
Well, the next young sculler coming in there is from the Year 8, and I think that's the Little Red Oak Kirribilli sculler. She'll be on her own, Coco Gracie, and she might be the next one for presentation. We won't keep her. She's been waiting a fair while there. Coco Gracie, I think, is in that scull.
Which event is she, Barry?
Race 73.
Right.
Race 73. So if Coco Gracie's there, and I think there might be some girls lined up there with her, if that could be Sienna Meany from Roseville, if you could make your way very quickly to presentation, and Emily Webb, if they are present.
I think schoolboy doubles are coming down now.
Now we might need one or two volunteers if they could just hang on to these boats. The wind is playing havoc with them as they're being pulled up there. So whilst the presentation's on, if we can get some young gentlemen there, or even older gentlemen, just to go down there and hold on to those sculling boats so that we can proceed with the presentations. Well, the next one looks like we're going to the schoolboy double sculls.
Yes, it's race 72. And looks like we're all ready to go, and my pleasure to announce the bronze medal goes to Kinross Walleroy, represented by Henry Ponder and Richard King. Winners of the silver medal, Newcastle Grammar School, Connor Hudson and Max Boyd. And the gold medalists, Cranbrook School, represented by Jack Henderson and Jack McCaffrey, coached by Stephen Irons.
Back again, because they're like, there's like 3 boxes half missing and found them. This is terrible. We desperately need them back.
And a call of desperation from boat race administrators in the Finnish Towers. Please get your bow numbers back. They're not coming back, and we must have them for our race. Please get them back as soon as your race has finished. Well, Barry, the race coming down at the moment, I think, is 77. Schoolboy Year 8 single scull.
I think the single scull is lining up there. Look, we'll ask once again if there's anybody that can be spared that are standing there looking. If you could just go down there and help the young ladies holding on to the sculls while they receive their trophies. Now, come on, we must have some volunteers that are standing there, even if you're waiting to be presented yourself. If you could just duck down and give them a hand to hold on to those boats. Now the next event underway is in fact the schoolboy Year 8 single scull, and a good performance coming from, and then we have to go to lane 8, which is Redlands, and overall he will be in 8th place. Well, for race 73, we're now going very quickly to presentation, and this, I think, race 73, the young lady down there, Coco Gracie. John, I think that's the young lady that's down there. Libretto Kirribilli.
Bronze medalist was Emily Webb PLC, not there. Silver medalist Sienna Meany, Roseville, unfortunately not there. But the winner, Coco Gracie, Loretto Kirribilli is there. And congratulations, Coco Gracie, winner of the First Division Schoolgirl Year 8 Single Scull.
We have them now. I take it that Coco Gracie is still up there, and we will have
and
second and third.
Second and third. Congratulations, young ladies. Well done for race 73.
Here we are, Sienna Meany, and the other one up there is Emily Webb. Emily Webb has just arrived, and there you go. Good on you. What a great picture, and it's lovely to see the mums and dads getting into the mix here and taking all the photographs. Great photographs to keep. You will never forget them on the mantelpiece at home.
We'll go into 74 after this race finishes. And John, are you able to speak up? We can't hear you that well.
Well, the race underway at the moment. Schoolboy Year 8 Double Scull, race 78 in Barry.
Well, the Year 8 double skull coming down here. There should be three starters there. We can see them going across the line now out of lane 6. That's Newcastle Grammar with Kaylin Roundley and Alexander McDougall. And a great win by many, many, many lengths. And then we've got second and third coming up here. A very slow finish coming up from Hunter Valley Grammar. They look across. They're not too sure whether they should go or not go. I think they've decided to go. Hudson Walker and Roman Green. Hunter Valley Grammar will take second place by a length, and then back then to lane 4, Redlands, Finn Woodward and Harley Vanderplum. And they'll take third place, and that ends the Schoolboy Year 8 Double Skull.
So we're doing the race 74.
Okay, so now we're on to the Year 8 Single Skull.
And this is for the Schoolgirl Year 8 Single Scull. And our bronze medalist representing Loretto Normanhurst, Maria L. Haddad. Not there at the moment. So let's move on to our silver medalist representing Tara School, Olivia Don't.
Yes, she said. She wasn't recharged.
And we look now at the gold medalist in this event, and that is Ava Myers from Newcastle Grammar.
Hey, Owen. I don't know, there's a bit of confusion. I think that this was third place with no chance to get. She got the medal for free. Not much more. Good on you. Big one. We'll leave you.
We have the race in progress at the moment, a full field and coming toward the finishing line. Race 79, the A final, Schoolgirl Year 9 Coxed Quad Skull. And we have a full field: Radford, Loretto, Normanhurst, Ratto, Kirribilli, Queenwood, Kirribilli again, Redlands, Radford College, Hunter Valley Grammar, and Kinross, Walleroy. Lead at the moment, I think, is coming from Loretto, Kirribilli. I would reckon it might be in lane 5 out there. A good row indeed. They're not under a great deal of pressure, happy to look back and see what's happening before that, lifting it up a bit now with about 3 strokes yet to go ahead of their Queenwood team beside lane 4, but a real race with Queenwood and Radford on the far side. But I think it is Queenwood across in second place, Radford in third. What do you see, Barry?
Well, I see fourth place coming up here now. I think it probably went to lane 6, that's Redlands, but you're quite right, John. It was a fantastic finish from those crews, and we're watching then race number 79. We saw Kirribilli go across the line in a time of 3:43.38, followed by Queenwood number 1, Radford College number 1, Redlands number 1, Hunter Valley Grammar, Loretto Normanhurst, Kirribilli, Kinross Rollaroy and Radford College number 2 would take up 9th place. Very quick racing and very good racing in the schoolgirl Year 9 Cox Squad. It was the A final, a big one for the Year 9s. We just make sure that we are checking on the finishes now, and if there are any issues with regard to presentations and crews who felt they were entitled to, that can be all sorted out at the conclusion of the regatta. So if you feel that you've got a complaint, don't come to the commentators.
We got a complication coming up with race 77, Barry. 4 of the starters were not to be judged and still work that out yet.
Well, if of those that not to be judged, we're going to have to watch this because for the race number 76, which I assume is coming up there for presentations. Race 75, well we're safe for race 75.
And if we're ready to go with race 75, this, ladies and gentlemen, is the presentation of for the First Division Schoolgirl Year 8 Double Scull. And the bronze was awarded to Roseville and represented by Emma Comerford and Alice Bennett. Silver medalist Loretto Kirribilli, Beth Loney and Claire Flanagan. And the gold medalist from the ACT, Radford College, represented by Josephine Truswell and Hannah Sampson. As we say, the races are coming thick and fast. It's hard to keep up with the presentations, but we're doing our best. Race underway at the moment. Schoolgirl Year 9 Coxed Quad Scull full field, Barry, and it's the B final.
Well, I just might mention that for race number 76, the Year 8 Double Scull, I have noted down here the Kinross Rollaroy number 2 crew, that's Robson and Searle, were not to be judged for whatever reason, which would make first place there the MLC School, Tompkins and Morrison, second place to Redlands with Connell and Naismith, and third place to Kinross Rollaroy, the number 1 crew of Ryan and Hall. So they're the placings that we've taken from here. They're not as they went across the line, but that's the way we interpret the placings with the non-judging of the crew that actually went across the line in first place. So MLC, back to Redlands, back to Kinross Rollaroy. And as John said, we're now on the Schoolgirl Year 9 Cox Quad Scull. A closer race, well, there haven't been too many closer than this coming down here now. In lane 9, we have Kinross Rollaroy, and probably Kinross Rollaroy, the race leaders. This is the Year 9 Cox Quad Scull, the big one for the Year 9ers. It's the A final. Kinross Rollaroy in the lead, and look at the alongside them over there. I think it's
Roseville in
Radford College, is it? Radford College?
Roseville, Loretto, Normanhurst. It's a real straight line,
Oh,
Barry.
it's a great race. The A final of the Year 9 Cox Quad Scull. On this side, we have Kinross Rollaroy trying to maintain their leading position. They're getting a lot of pressure now from the Radford College.
Yes.
Well, it looks like Roseville. Lane number 7, that's Radford College. And then as they go to the line, it will be lane 7. Radford takes the win. Second place will go to lane 9. I think that's Kinross Rollaroy. There'll be a lot of photos for this. They've got a photo for first and second. Third place they've awarded to Loretto Normanhurst. That's the crew from lane number 6.
Well, let's move now while we're deciding that back to our presentations, and we're looking at race 76. We don't have all the competitors there, but this is the event for the second division schoolgirl year 8 double scull, and the bronze medal goes to Kinross Walleroy, Ayla Ryan and Evie Hall. The silver medalists were Redlands, I think not at the podium at the moment, but our gold medalist is the MLC school, and they're represented by Tessa Tompkins and Francesca Morrison, coached by Robert Glendenning. So please give an applause to our gold and bronze medalists for race number 76. What have we got for race 77? Which one's the snap? 79. 79. Over here.
Yes.
Yep.
Third place to lane 1.
Third.
Second place to lane 4.
Sorry, say third place.
To lane 1.
Oh, 3. Right. Yep. PLC.
Radford College.
Oh, God, hang on.
79 or a little bit of grade 79.
Oh, 79. Okay.
79.
Yeah. Radford 3. Yes.
Yeah. Lane 4. Second.
Yes.
Lane 5. First.
Okay. Good. Thanks, Barry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. 80.
Do we have the? What was your calculations for race 77, Barry?
77.
Either McCarthy Catholic
Yeah,
would be one. Jack
77.
Duggan.
You've got 1 McCarthy Catholic.
Yes.
1. Second was Redlands 4, not to be judged.
Yes.
Third was Redlands 3, not to be judged.
Yes.
Which would place fourth place there, Redlands not to be judged. So the second place then is the fifth place scholar, so Hunter Valley Grammar
Right.
should be second.
Second. Right.
So I'll put them as second. And third will be Cranbrook.
Cranbrook. Right.
Is that
Excellent.
what you say?
Yeah. No, that's what I. It was something like that. But they took it off the screen
Okay.
before I could calculate
Well,
it.
that's
Barry.
312.
Yeah.
Okay, we now have race 77, the schoolboy year 8 single. We have first and second.
Well, we're now moving on to the presentation for first and second for the schoolboy year 8 single scull. These will not accord with the crossing of the line. There were 4 scullers not to be judged. So in third place we had James Boyle from Cranbrook, but the silver medalist Trefon Stromboli from Hunter Valley Grammar School. And our gold medalist from McCarthy Catholic, Jack Duggan. And the first time we've seen the McCarthy on the podium at the regatta, so well done indeed. Well, the races are certainly coming down thick and fast at the moment, as they have to with a program which is as intense as the one today, with 90, almost 100 events in the racing day. So it is race 81, C final, schoolgirl year 9 coxed quad sculls, and we have the lineup: Kinross Walleroy in number 3 in lane 1, Tara in lane 2, Queenwood 4 in lane 3, Loretto Normanhurst 3 in lane 4, St Catherine's 2 in lane 5, Queenwood number 3 in lane 6, PLC Sydney number 2, lane 7, Radford number 4 in lane 8, and Loretto Kirribilli number 3 in lane 9.
The next one should be race 78.
Yeah. That's okay, yes. Well, Barry, going back to the water at the moment, still a little bit of a breeze, but not quite as strong.
Oh no,
as
it's
it was
certainly
earlier.
dropped down, John, and here we have, I think, almost a full house again. I think we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And no, with very few withdrawals on today's program. Congratulations to all the schools involved in this. This has been a most successful regatta. It will rank amongst the best that CIS and the Rowing New South Wales have run for the independent schools. And look at this flurry of coming down here in the C final. Is this close? It's absolutely great. Loretto Kirribilli on this side, up amongst the race leaders, back a little Radford College. PLC back with them. And have a look at fourth out. That's Queenwood number 3, right up there alongside Loretto Kirribilli. And they're on the left-hand side of the umpire's launch. Right in front of the umpire's launch, I think that is St Catherine's. An edge trying to get up into the lead. Next to St Catherine's over there on their right-hand side. Loretto Normanhurst, not quite up with the top 3 at the present moment. They trail off then with the Queenwood crew. Back to Tara School and Kinross Rolleroy on the far side without a chance of getting into the top 3. As they come down here, it's 5th from this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like it's at St Catherine's again.
A surprise move by St Catherine's. They're really moving.
Out now. St Catherine's have moved out to about a half a length lead over the Queenwood College crew. And St Catherine's with Voigt, Baker, McNeil and Gray. Pippa Steele, the coxswain, and as she's been driving them from the bow seat of that boat out there, she's trailing off now. Loretto Normanhurst to her left, and it's PLC Sydney to the right, I think. No, it's not. It's across from St Catherine's. That's Queenwood to her right. Queenwood look to try to be taken second place. St Catherine's take the gold. They will take the win in the C final. Second place will go to the crew on their right-hand side. I think that's Normanhurst, and then followed by Queenwood. Well, St Catherine's and back to Queen would be in second place. I'm sorry, transpose those. Back to third place would be Loretto Normanhurst. And fourth place will go to Kirribilli. Fifth place to PLC Sydney. Radford College back in sixth place. Nick and Kinross Rolleroy back in seventh. Tara School in eighth place. Ninth place going to Queenwood. And they're the top 3, Normanhurst, St Catherine's and Queenwood. And we now go back to presentations.
And back to the podium, and we're looking at race 78 at the moment, schoolboy year 9 double scull. And the bronze medal goes to Redlands. And Redlands represented by Finn Woodward and Harley van der Plum. You confirm with it's race 78 they're talking about? Barry, thank you. No, with it, I did not. I gave them out, but they didn't call. They didn't move. I wonder if you can confirm on the machine with
I can't hear.
the number of the event that you've got there now.
Second place, Hunter Valley Grammar.
Race 78.
Well, let's go back now to race 78. Schoolboy year 8 double scull. Redlands were the bronze medalist. I understand they're not there at the moment. So we look at the silver medalist, and that was Hunter Valley Grammar School. And Hunter Valley represented by Hudson Worker and Rowan Green. Now our gold medalist, are they there? Newcastle Grammar School. Caelan Routley, Alexander McDougall, but only one of the crew there, it would look like. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the schoolboy year 8 double scull. We look like we might have most of the schoolgirl Year 9 Cox Quad Sculls available. But Barry, there's only 100 or so metres to go in this next race.
All right, we suddenly now go to racing. It's the schoolgirl Year 9 Cox Quad Skull. This is the D final. And once again, look at the closeness of this event. Right out there in the centre of the course, you can see the colours of Roseville, I think it is. Or is it Redland? No, it's Roseville College out of lane 5. A great win coming up to Roseville in the D final. And look at them trailing off from their right-hand side. It's Hunter Valley Grammar back in second place. Good race going on for third between Radford College over there. I think Radford might make it. They're up against Redlands, and on this side it's Newcastle Grammar. But 1, 2, and the third place will go to by Gee Whiz right in the centre. I think it's gone to Redlands number 3.
Yeah.
Redlands number 3 taking out third place in the schoolgirl Year 9 Cox Quad Skull. They're followed by Newcastle Grammar, back to Radford College number 3, Redlands number 5, Redlands number 4 in 7th place. Still a couple more to be judged. In 8th place it will go to Loretto Normanhurst, and then in 9th place I think we've got lane 1 to lane 9. I don't know whether we've got... No, that concludes that that event.
Okay, well, we have race 79, first and third. Race 79, final A, first and third.
Let's look now at another presentation, race 79, the A final of the schoolgirl Year 9 Cox Quad Skull. I understand we have our bronze medalists there, Radford College, and Radford represented by Georgia Nicholson, Sarah Wilford, Lucia Volker-Smith, Bridget Kelleher-Cole, and Joy Gow. Our silver medal was won by Queenwood, not on the podium at the moment, but our gold medalist is, and the gold medal is awarded to Loretto Kirribilli, Emma Noy, Matilda Damien, Lauren Moran, Claudia Callahan, Gabriel Rose, and they're coached by Zachary Scott. So congratulations, gold medalist and silver medalist, and inbreed our bronze medalist, Queenwood, Loretto Kirribilli, and Radford College, schoolgirl Year 9 Cox Quad Skull.
Well, here we now have on the race 83, the Year 9 Cox Quad Skull. This is the E final, and across on the far side, PLC Sydney number 3. And what a great run they've had. A half a length in the lead over a strong finish coming from Canberra Grammar number 3, and PLC Sydney will take it. Canberra Grammar number 3 for second place. Third place, I think that will go to, I think it's MLC School would be judged in third, and then it'll be back to MLC School number 1. Will take out fourth place, and they'll be followed by Radford College taking out fifth place. Then Loretto Normanhurst back out of lane 6. And still a couple more to be judged. So we've had the top 6 there following Loretto Normanhurst, their number 5 crew. In 7th, go to Hunter Valley Grammar out of lane 8 on this side of the course. Then finally on the far side, we have the crew from Redlands. That's the crew in lane 1. And that's the results. The top 3 there, PLC Sydney number 3. Back to Canberra Grammar number 3. And MLC School number 2 invited to make their way across for presentations for the E final of the Year 9 Cox Quad Skull.
Barry, race 80, could you give me the placings, please?
What I've got down here is
B final, yeah.
lane 6 third,
Lane 6, third, yes.
lane 7 first,
Right,
lane 9 second.
good. Okay, well done. Thanks, Barry.
Making sure she gets an early start away from it and start the win.
Well, the race underway at the moment is the A final, schoolboy Year 9 Cox Quad Skull, and we have Cranbrook number 1 in lane 1, Newcastle Grammar 1 in lane 2, Kinross Walleroy number 1, lane 3. Radford number 1 in 4. St Augustine's number 1 in 5. Hunter Valley number 1 in 6. St Augustine's number 2 in lane 7. Canberra Grammar number 1 in 8. Kinross Walleroy number 2 in lane 9.
Well, you can look at your screens as they come through well into the second half of the race. It's getting very, very close in the for the schoolboy Year 9 Cock Squad Skull. It's an important one for the Year 9ers because it is the A final. And John's gone through the fields as we look and we see the fifth crew from this side. That's St Augustine's. You wouldn't believe it. St Augustine's. This is the crew coached by Linda Reid and Alex Van Helden. St Augustine's right in the centre there. They lead down almost in arrow formation. They've been rearranged in accordance with their times, but a very, very great event coming from the St Augustine's in green on that side of the course. On their left is Hunter Valley Grammar, probably back in second place. So the cheers coming up now for Hunter Valley Grammar. You can see St Augustine's have got a second crew in the event, and they're back and they'll be vying for third place. At the present moment, third place would be over from Radford College. Can they pull up and be third on the podium for the final, the A final of the Year 9 Cock Squad Skull? There's no doubt about St Augustine's. If they keep in the boat, that's Nugent, St Pierre, Di Starso and Nicholas Ben Edwards, the coxswain. If they stay in the boat, they're going to take the gold in the A final of the Year 9 Cock Squad Skull. In second place, and you can see them. They're like ravenous Indians. It's just like Radford College now have moved up into second place. Radford College for second and the race really on for third. A great row coming from Radford College. They take second place and there's a response from Hunter Valley Grammar. Hunter Valley Grammar will take out third. Fourth, will it be Kinross Walleroy? It will be Kinross Walleroy for fourth, and fifth across the line. Lane 8, Canberra Grammar number 1. And following Canberra number 1 in fifth place, we would have the St Augustine's, their number 2 crew, back in 6th, and 7th place Newcastle Grammar number 1 back in 7th, and 8th place. I think that went to Cranbrook in 8th place, and Kinross Walleroy number 2 back in 9th place. Well, gee whiz, St Augustine's, Radford College, Hunter Valley Grammar putting paid to the reputation of Kinross Walleroy in the A final for the schoolboy Year 9 Cock Squad Skull.
Okay, we move now again to more medal presentations. This is race 80, B final, schoolgirl Year 9 Coxed Quad Skull. And our bronze medal was won by Loretto Normanhurst. And the school represented by Kate Cooley. Bronte Kozvolka, Sophie Goldman, Kate Walters and Zoe Hartsborn. Our silver medalist, again from the Central West, Kinross Walleroy. Georgie Tyler, Trixie Hall, Hannah Richardson, Sally Carter and Josie Taylor. And our gold medalist from Sydney's North Shore, Roseville. And Roseville represented by Lillian Young, Hannah Clayton, Alice McKinley, Sophie Brady, Lucy Thompson, and they're coached by Alyssa Burke. So ladies and gentlemen, perhaps you'd acknowledge the B finalist medal winners, schoolgirl Year 9 Coxed Quad Skull. Well, the race underway at the moment is race 85 on our program. It's a B final, schoolboy Year 9 Coxed Quad Skull. And we have in lane 1, Cranbrook number 4, lane 2, Redlands number 1, lane 3, Newcastle Grammar number 2, lane 4, St Augustine's number 3, lane 5, Hunter Valley Grammar number 2, lane 6, Canberra Grammar number 2, lane 7 and 8, Radford 2 and 3, and in lane 9, Redlands number 2.
That was race 80, the last one you did, wasn't it? Race 80?
Yes.
Well, I'm looking at race 81.
Yep.
And I've got down here lane 4, Red Ormond's.
It's lane 3.
Oh, wait a minute. I think they've hopped down. There's walking down there now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the crew. So they're not in boats.
No, that's right. They stopped down the bottom.
Race 81 is ready. The C final. We've got all three.
Long way for our race to come toward the finish, so we'll move on to more presentations. This is race 81, C final, Schoolgirl Year 9 Cox Quad Scull. And our winners for the bronze medal, Loretto Normanhurst. And representing Normanhurst, Elizabeth Artia, Charlotte Curran, Josephine Burke, Sir Royce Watkins, and Chelsea Tran. Our silver medal awarded to Queenwood, represented by Anna Tykon, Kate Snarsell, Sophia Bell, Kat Damon, and Merv Cox. Gold medalist to the eastern suburbs, St Catherine's, Sophia Voigt, Madeline Baker, Molly McNeil, Grace Gay, and Pippa Steele, the coach, Shannon Orkin. Ladies and gentlemen, C final, Schoolgirl Year 9 Cox Quad Scull.
Two are all there. Lance, Roseville, Mother Valley Grammar. Did they just get presented?
No, not. We're waiting for 82. Waiting for that, Barry. Waiting for 82. We did.
Well, there's Redlands.
Yeah.
She's calling them down.
Yeah, I'll get it up. Yep. Coming down.
There we go. She's trying to check out there later.
Yes. Don't blame her.
Well, we think we're moving now, John, I think, to the D final of race number 82. Would you think that's correct? Race number 82.
Okay, we have final D. D for
So here we have our next award program now. Race 82, D final, Schoolgirl Year 9 Coxed Quad Skull. And the bronze medal won by Redlands. Redlands represented by Erin Tyrrell, Alana Mansfield, Charlotte Scamps, Briar Carter and Lucy Horton. We go north for the silver medal, and that was Hunter Valley Grammar School. Holly Mulhern, Mia Curtis, Grace Tarrant, Annabelle Piera, and Angus Coburn as the coxswain. And the gold medalists. The gold is awarded to Roseville. And representing Roseville, Adelaide French, Abby Cox, Geordie Thorpe, Georgia Travanovic, and Caitlin Pierce, the crew coached by Amy Watson. So ladies and gentlemen, some applause. D final, Schoolgirl Year 9 Coxed Quad Skull.
Well, thanks, John. Back to racing now for race 85 on your program. This is the B final of the Schoolboy Year 9 Cox Quad Skull. And leading at this stage, right in the centre of the course, well up with the leaders, it's Hunter Valley Grammar, but you wouldn't want to know. I think the party could be, for Hunter Valley Grammar, it's going to be under a bit of threat coming from, you guessed it, St. Augustine's. There they are in the dominant green. St. Augustine's, Smith, Lynch, Kilpatrick and Bohm, and they're up against Hunter Valley Grammar, Eastwell, Gilder, Clark and Melmoth. Now those two crews are starting to fight out right in the centre of the course, and you can see even now as we look, it looks like St. Augustine's are starting to make a move now on Hunter Valley Grammar. In fact, I think they might have got about 3/4 of a length back for third place. Would you be looking at Canberra Grammar number 2, and trailing off them would be Radford College on this side of the course. On the far side of the course, St. Augustine's now every straight they take. In fact, if you look very carefully underneath that white boat that they're racing in there in the green coloured crew, you can see daylight. They are almost lifting that boat out of the water. And it's St. Augustine's once again for another big win in the Year 9 Cox Quad Skull. This is the B final. They've got 1 length now on the crew alongside them. The cheers go up. And it's St. Augustine's moving their boat ever onward. They go across the line. Second place then will go to Hunter Valley Grammar number 2. They're taking second place. What a race for third. It will go to lane 6, I think. Canberra Grammar will take third. Fourth place will go to Newcastle Grammar number 2, right over there on the far side. And whilst we're over there, I think Redlands will go in 5th place. Redlands will be the start of the photos now, because in 6th and 7th there will be a photo. And it's Radford College will be ranked in 8th place out of lane 7, followed by Redlands number 2, 9th out of lane 9. And we now go back to presentations for race number 83, and that'll be the E final of the Year 9 Cox Squad Skull. Over to you, John.
Thank you, Barry. And all our crews appear to be on the podium, ready for their presentation. Race 83, as Barry said, and our bronze medal was won by the MLC School, represented by Jacqueline and Flett, Ruby Smith, Sophie Wilson, Layla Hare and Uma Barrett. For the silver medal, we move down south, Canberra Grammar School. Rosie Krateski, Caitlin Lima, Lucy Jones, Genevieve Lane, and Alice Cameron. And our gold medal, the winning crew from Croydon, PLC Sydney. Ishbel Craig, Michelle Nye, Annabelle Key, Ava Hamner, and Bronte Grinham. The coaches, Ashley Pepinell, Marina Rosia. So congratulations our medalists, E-final, schoolgirl, Year 9 Coxed Quad Scull. Well, back to the water. Barry, the race underway, C-final, schoolboy, Year 9 Coxed Quad Scull.
Well, it's a big lineup too, John, and the close racing here. I think this is absolutely a marvellous regatta in which the crews haven't been failed to make this or failed to make that. They've picked out the best times. We're moving through now to the C-final. I think it's been marvellous that these young people have had two chances to get up there. And leading in this one, Cranbrook number 2. Right in the centre of the course, they lead down there. Good road coming from Canberra Grammar number 5 on this side of the course. But number 2 crew from Cranbrook, Isaac Dunn, Jim Olsen, Jack Dawson, Byron Matilda Mertens. What a name. And Philippe Marcel is the coxswain, and they're coached by Hugo Webster. And look at the size of the young man in the stroke seat for Cranbrook. God, he's smaller than the coxswain, and the coxswain's got his hands up in the air. He's almost, look at the size of him. Heavens above, what a big cheer for this young crew. He's the smallest bloke in the boat. The coxswain's about twice his size, looking at him and telling him to go harder, go harder. Cranbrook number 2. What a wonderful win coming out of lane 5. And that young man down there deserves a medal. He's taken and he will get it. And he'll take the win. Second place will go to lane 4. That's Redlands number 3. And third place then below us here will go to lane 8. Canberra Grammar number 5 will take third. And fourth place, but only just, I think, gee whiz, that's going to be close. There'll be a photo for third and fourth, I think. But nevertheless, a great win going to Cranbrook, the crew of Isaac Dunn, Jimmy Olsen, Jack Dawson, and Byron Matilda Mertens. Now, you certainly, if that was Byron Matilda Mertens, might have a long name, but heavens I love. He's a great little lightweight, that man. He got them going. Really got them fired up. So there's only one crew not to be judged, and that would be Canberra Grammar number 3, but they were right well out of the major placings there. But the race going to first place, Canberra 2, followed by Redlands, and back to Canberra Grammar.
Well, Barry, we do have race 87 underway. Only 2 competitors, D-final, schoolboy Year 9 Quad Scull. But I think if you'd like to start with that, we're about to go, I think, to another presentation.
Okay, we've got race 84.
So now, as I mentioned, a presentation, race 84, the A-final, school Year 9 Coxed Quad Scull. And our bronze medal was taken by Hunter Valley Grammar School, represented by James Cousin, Tyler Bunt, Benjamin Hudson, Cooper Blatchley, and in the coxswain seat, Matt Blatchley. Silver medal goes to the ACT Radford College, Liam Kennelly, Christopher Bush, James Dixon, William Gregory, and Ben Heatley. And our gold medals travel to the northern beaches and the winner, St. Augustine's. And representing St. Augustine's, Dak Nugent, Oliver St. Pierre, Ben Day de Stasso, Bo Nichols, and Ben Edwards, and they were coached by Linda Reid and Alex Van Helden. So the A final medalists, schoolboy Year 9 Coxed Quad Skull.
Well, you've either just seen or just missed the C final of the Year 9 Cox Squad Skull for schoolboys, and in third place, or rather we'll take it from the top. Cranbrook take a number 2 crew right in the centre of the course. Isaac Dunn, James Olsen, Jack Dawson, Burton, Matilda Mertens taking out the first place there, followed by Redlands and Canberra Grammar number 5. The D final of the Year 9 Cox Quad Skull just gone. 2 crews in that. Redlands taking the win there with Redlands 4. Ellery Prescott, Chase van der Rijk, Tobias Bowgerald and Mitchell Turner, and Alex Cooney the coxswain. Second place going to Hunter Valley Grammar with Harrison Boiling, Adrian Manning, Bravo, Christopher Sorveski, Fletcher Pereira, Aspen Bromfield was the coxswain, and coach is there a combination of Frost, Hislop and Hebborn. Well, they move back to the 1500 metre mark down for the start for the first division of the Year 10 Single Scull. Racing almost on time. There'll be a 4:02 scheduled start. And it's wonderful to see there. I don't think many people leave at this stage, John.
No, very good to see it round.
Crowd's
Bit
still
of a
there.
chill in the air, but nevertheless. But the lineup for the next race, Kate Brady, PLC Sydney in lane 2. Neema Pascoe, Radford in lane 3. Madeline Varg, Canberra Grammar in lane 4. Charlotte Fries, Hunter Valley Grammar in 5. Sarah Koshy, Newcastle Grammar in 6. Inez Critchler, MLC School in 7. And Amelia Cooper, St Catherine's in 8.
Well, now if the quads could move as quickly as they can away from the pontoon or move the boats up, we do have more quads moving in for presentation.
This is
Well, our next race, race 88, is underway. There has been a start the field, as I called just a moment ago. Don't think there's any withdrawals. Bit hard to pick a place at this stage, Barry. They're a long way away. 1500 metre race, and they're still dots on my horizon.
Well, we should have out there, I think, 7 crews. You've mentioned where they come from. A good lineup there. I think the first division, because these are divisions they've not tried and tested, but I should see a good row coming here from Newcastle Grammar. That's Koshy and Fries from Hunter Valley Grammar right in the centre. But St Catherine's have got a young lady we've seen racing up here before. St Catherine's is Amelia Cooper. on this side of the course. We'll have to see how Amelia copes with these conditions. But you're quite right, John. They've been changing conditions all weekend. And this...
The third place, the bronze medal, was to Canberra. Let's move now to race 85, B final, schoolboy year 9 Cox Quad Scull. And we have our bronze medalist, Canberra Grammar, not on the podium as I can see, but our silver medalist are Hunter Valley Grammar School. And they're represented by Wyatt Eastwell, Hugh Gelder, William Clark, Nicholas Melpth, and Georgia Lidbury. And our gold medalists, the gold medals go green, St. Augustine's. And representing St. Augustine's, Brandon Smith, Joe Lynch, Leanne Kinpatrick, Alex Bohm, and Lachlan King. Perhaps you'd show your appreciation, ladies and gentlemen, medalist B final, schoolboy year 9 Cox Quad Scull.
Well, on the course at the present moment, we have the year 10 single scullers coming down here, and this is the first of their divisions. Now, it looks like we might have lost a few, but I'm just looking to see whether it's the St. Catherine's sculler. It looks like all the scullers from this side have almost disappeared. We'll take it from the far side then. PLC Sydney over there in lane 2 with Kate Brady. Radford College, I think, are there, well back with Niam Pascoe. And Canberra Grammar's the third sculler out and doing quite well, probably back in about second or third place. That's Matty Vag. Now, from Matty Vag, we come across to Hunter Valley Grammar, Charlotte Fries. And he's the fourth sculler across from the far side, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think he probably is our race leader because the Newcastle Grammar sculler, Sarah Koshy, is well back. And I think the only other sculler that we've got there, I don't think we've got someone from St. Catherine's. Lane 8, I think, is vacant from here. So that would be MLC Schools Inez Kritzler. This is the year 10 single scull. They're racing in a division. And our race leader, I think, would be the Hunter Valley sculler racing out of lane 5. Now, that's a guess because the markers have all disappeared into the darkness of the gloom from our view from the tower. Now, it's between Hunter Valley Grammar, Friss, and Canberra Grammar. Maddie Vag is starting to improve her position right in the centre of the course. And the third place sculler could be coming from Radford over there, and I think that is the Radford colours. And it could be now Pascoe or Maddie Vag starting to make a big move. Now this is the first division of the schoolgirl year 10 single scull. As we can see now, crews starting to line up. It's getting pretty close to the finish of this event. Before we go back to presentations, the cheers going up for the scullers as they come down here, and a lot of enthusiastic. Remember, these are year 10s. They're probably amongst the girls who started off in year 8. They're going through halfway through the school year, and here comes the pressure now. And I think this young lady coming down here has had a fantastic run. It's the Canberra sculler, Maddie Vag. She's improved her position. She's gone to the lead. She's coached by Maricel Oringo. Canberra Grammar will take the win, and well done to Maddie Vag. Second place on her right-hand side. Radford Naima Pascoe will take second place. Third will go to Hunter Valley Grammar's. That's Charlotte Friss, judged in third place. And fourth place up here, the local lady from MLC School, Inez Kritzler, will be judged in fourth place. And fifth place then will go to PLC Sydney's Kate Brady, coached by Sarah Ellis, right over there. She'll take fifth place. And no show there from Newcastle Grammar and St. Catherine's.
So let's go back to the podium now. Another race in progress, but presentations must proceed. Race 86, C final, Schoolboy Year 9 Coxed Quad Skull. And our bronze medal goes south to Canberra Grammar School, represented by William Truman, Caleb King, Thomas Watson, Campbell Hyam, and Nicholas Shepherd. The silver medal won by Redlands, James Ireland, Harley van der Pluim, Finn Woodward, Samuel Chubb, and Liam Griffin. And first place, our gold medal, goes to the Cranbrook School. Isaac Dunn, James Olson, Jack Dawson, Byron Matilda Mertens, and Philippe Marcel. Coach Hugo Webster. C final, Schoolboy Year 9 Coxed Quad Skull.
Well, the presentations take precedence. They are championship events. As we go back, I might mention there the Newcastle Grammar Scholar, I think ranked 5th or 6th. It might have been Sarah Koshy finishing up for Newcastle Grammar. That was the tail end of race number 88. For race number 89, across the line, we saw Queenwood, Ava McLean, go across and take the gold in the second division of the Year 10 single scull. And that was for race 89. And although I see that down here, that's the race underway. I think it's just the race we saw. I'm pretty sure I saw race number 89 go down there, the second division, with the Queenwood Sculler Ava McLean, followed by Loretto Normanhurst Scarlet O'Kane, and third place went to Jalali Brown from Loretto Kirribilli. Now, it might be my misperception, but we'll keep that on the record because that's the way it looked for race number 89.
And our computer says race underway at the moment. Few scratching that, Barry. Abbottsley, Elaine 2, Ashley Potter, and Redlands Emily Burrell, both scratched from that event.
Race 87, there was only two. We'll wait until the double.
Yes, it's the race 90 in progress at the moment. But
race 9 progress. It's the first division of the Year 10 double sculls. A big line up there. We've got 6. I think we've got about 8 starters there, and a race leader right from the centre of the course over there. We have good rowing coming from both Canberra Grammar and Loretto Normanhurst on this side of the course, but out there the dark colours, I don't know whether that's Radford or not, but I think it might be Radford College or Queenwood. This is the Year 10 double scull, the first of the divisions for the Year 10 doublers, and I think that is Queenwood, and that's Chelsea Prout and Beth McClellan, coached by Ray Boyle, and they will move across the line to take first place in the first of the divisions. And second place, we've got Canberra Grammar, grimly hanging on there with Maya here and Olivia Farmer, who will move into second place in the light coloured boat. And then you've got in the yellow boat down there, Normanhurst with Lillian Dean and Grace Gillies will take out third. Fourth in the blue boat right over there, out of lane 3, I think it is, Newcastle Grammar with Alice Carraro and Tamsin Burley. They will be judged in fourth, and fifth place then will go to Radford College. In fifth, sixth place then will go to lane 1, but they're not to be judged. That Kinross Rollroy on the far side, I think, and but the crew In sixth place will be then given to St. Catherine's, Amos and Chong. I think there should be a crew there from PLC Sydney, but they obviously didn't start. And that concludes race 90 on your program as we go back for presentation.
And this presentation is for race 87, the D final, Schoolboy Year 9 Cox Quad Scull. 2 competitors, and our silver medal goes to Hunter Valley Grammar School, Harrison Boiling, Adrian Manning Bravo, Christopher Skorwetsky, Fletcher Piera, Aspen Bloomfield. And the gold medal. Gold medal is awarded to Redlands, represented by Ellery Prescott, Chase Vanderecke, Tobias Baugerard, and Mitchell Turner, with Alex Cooney as Cox. So that was our D final, Schoolboy Year 9 Cox Quad Scull, race 87.
Well, we're on to the race course now in race number 91. It's the Year 10 Double Sculls, second division. And you can see Kinross Roy completely blitzed the field. They've been the leading crew all the way through. The only changes we had, I think, was when we saw the crew move from third place up to second place. And that will be lane 5, I think. So Kinross Roy taking a win. The crew moved from third place to second place from lane 5. That's Hunter Valley Grammar now second. Third place will go to lane 8. Kinross Rolleroy number 2 in third place. And fourth place then will move from, I think that's MLC over there. MLC School out of lane 6. That's Fitch and Murphy. They'll be judged in fourth place. And fifth place then will go to, I think over there is, that's a Kirribilli School. They don't have the capsule, but I think it's Kirribilli over there in lane 3. No number, but they probably run out of numbers. That's Robinson and Saldana. Will be judged in fifth place from Loretto Kirribilli. And sixth place coming up here from Tara School. That'll be Sophie Gill and Madison Calcott. Will be judged in sixth place. No show there from Redlands. They were a withdrawal from the race. And they can't see any sign of PLC number 2. They failed to show, and I think they were the only 2 crews out of it. And that concludes the second division of race number 91, the Year 10 Double Scull.
Okay, we're ready with race 89.
So let's move back now to the podium, and this is race 89, Division 2, Schoolgirl Year 10 Single Scull.
I can't hear John very well.
Let's try that one now. Race 89, Division 2, the Schoolgirl Year 9 Single Scull. And our bronze medal went to Jatali Brown, representing Loretto Kirribilli. Silver medal, Scarlett O'Kane, Loretto Normanhurst. And our gold medalist, Ava McLean, Queenwood. Ava coached by Max Stanistreet. Division 2, Schoolgirl Year 9 Single Scull. This looks like the doubles coming in now.
Yeah, I have to get some updates for a couple of races, 94, 95. Oh, well. I'll come down to 94, 95. I'll come down.
Well, we have another single scull event coming down the course, it's race 92, schoolboy year 10, single scull. Alexander Holtham from Redlands in lane 1, Felix Bonus, Newcastle Grammar in 2, Thomas Pinterak, Cranbrook in 3, Sam Roberts, Radford College in 4, Bradley Moran, St Dominic's in 5, Sam Ray, Kinross Walleroy in 6, and Nikolai Crawford, Hunter Valley Grammar in 7, Gabriel Carmody, Knox Grammar in 8, and Ethan Toscan, Radford in lane 9. Ethan not to be judged, so he will not be considered for awards. Well, we're moving toward the end of our program for the day, and I think we must congratulate and thank all our sponsors. It would be impossible to run our regatta program without major sponsors. Mentlers, Chartered Accountants, and V Insurance in particular. Plus, don't forget all our stall holders at the regatta, but I'm told we're ready now. Presentations for Race 90, Division 1, Schoolgirl Year 10 Double Scull. And our bronze medallion is awarded to Loretto Normanhurst, represented by Lillian Dean and Grace Gillies. Silver medal goes to Canberra Grammar School, Maya Hare and Olivia Farmer. But gold medal, Queenwood, Chelsea Pratt and Beth McLean, coached by Ray Boyle. So congratulations all our medal winners, Division 1 Schoolgirl, Year 10 Double Scull. Oh, thanks, Barry.
Which one was that for? 90?
That was 90. It's done.
The 2,000 metres.
Sorry. Sorry.
Then we got to the 2,000 metres.
Oh, yeah, right, yes.
So we've got everything.
Yes, I've run through the list, Barry, for the race 92. Full house.
Oh, right.
The race is underway. Looks like a couple of scratchings. Now, we ran through the field for race 92, but we've been advised of some withdrawals. Nicholas Grammer's Felix Bonus, scheduled to row in lane 2, not with us. Sam Roberts from Radford College, lane 4, also withdrawn, as is Ethan Toscan from Radford, scheduled to row in lane 9.
And Radford's not to be judged.
So we're ready with race 91, gentlemen?
Well, our presentations are ready for race 91. This is the second division of the Schoolgirl Year 10 Double Scull. And our bronze medalist is Kinross Walleroy.
They didn't get judged. The third is MLC.
What was that?
Which one was it? 91.
91. Yeah.
Who's the one up there?
I don't know. Well, we apologise to MLC. They are indeed the receivers of our bronze medal, and that's Jasmine Fitch and Sophia Murphy. And our silver medalist, Hunter Valley Grammar School, Erin Cockbain and Holly Baker. And our gold medals go west to Kinross Wallaroi, Isabella Scammell and Freya Neville. They're coached by Sarah Cook, Thomas Joseph and Tobias Viakanda. Well, I suppose that's right. Yeah. Second was lane 5. Dominic's right.
Well, the race coming down here now is race number 92 with one crew not to be judged. That's Radford College, Ethan Toscan over here in lane 9. I'm just looking to see where there is a lane 9 sculler there. We've only got the 6 starters there. On the far side we have the Redlands sculler. As you can probably see, there's a couple of breaks and no one there from Newcastle. That's been a scratching, I think. And then you've got the Cranbrook back right out of contention. But Holster is from there from Redlands right on the far side. The next sculler you see it coming off is Pintarak, who was well back right out of contention. I think the next one, Roberts, is also a scratching. The next one would come from, and I think he could be the race leader. This is St. Dominic's College representative Bradley Moran, coached by the local Charlotte Toos Cutler and Chad Paymer and Lindsay Callaghan. Now, for those people, Lindsay Callaghan has been a former international Australian coach and was with Penrith. Now seems to have a foot in both camps for Nepean and Penrith rowing clubs. But also he has taken on board one of the young ladies, Kate Murdoch, in the adaptive sculling. He has great success, and it looks like this could be the St. Dominic's sculler, but over on the other side is Holter from Redlands. Now Redlands sculler brought up the rate. This is a very interesting finish coming up here now. I think the dark colours are of St. Dominic's. He's got the Penrith Blaze here. He looks across, so it's between St. Dominic's College and Redlands on the far side. Gee, this young man here, he's a big, tall boy. He looks across. He's not worried at all. He's slowing down now. St. Dominic's College, Brad Moran takes the goal, and with about a length and a half distance, he's also now Redlands Alexander Holter will take out second place. A good race going on for third. Kinross Rolleroy still in the mix out there. That's Sam Ray, coached by Weir Candler, Joseph and Kazarak. And it will be Kinross Rolleroy, Sam Ray, that takes third place by about a half a length over, it looks like, gee whiz, I think it's 6. Dominic's College gaining first, and Dominic's College also registering on this out of lane 5 in third place. I thought St. Dominic's College took the win there, and second place to Redlands as prescribed, but they've now listed St. Dominic's College, Bradley Moran, as also taking third. Now I think they'll change that and hand that to Sam Ray from Kinross Rolleroy, because there's only one crew, one sculler, Toscan from Radford, not judged, and he's in lane 9.
Double scull is underway at the moment, 2,000 metre event, and it was Newcastle Grammar in front at the 1,000 metre mark, in front of Redlands and Rolleroy in 1, 2 and 3. Next in order at the 1,000 was Radford, Cranbrook, Radford number 2, Hunter Valley Grammar, and Kinross, Walleroy number 3.
Yeah.
That's the schoolboy Year 10 double scull.
If William Crawford is not racing, he might be able to hear us. William Crawford from Kinross Rolleroy, if his mum and dad there, he's misplaced his transport pass. He'll need that for school, no doubt. So it'll be kept by the officials down there on the bottom of the tower. That's the wallet for William Crawford of Kinross Rolleroys. If you could come and collect that from the first, on the ground floor in the tower.
Now, at the 1500 metre mark, it was Myers and McDougall of Canberra Grammar, Newcastle Grammar, with a nearly 7 second lead over Walsh and Versture from Redlands, with a further 5 second lead back to Robertson and Walker at Radford.
Well, the race really on, John, for third place now here between the Kinross Rolleroy double scullers. This is the Year 10 double sculls on this side of the course. And I think 2 across. There's a 2 across, yeah. Kinross Rolleroy, and that is Redlands, might be. Redlands out there. And a good race going on for third. But you're quite right. The 4th across will be Radford College. And the race leader, is that Newcastle Grammar out of lane 5? I think you called that, didn't you?
Yes, it did.
Grammar.
We do have 2 non-for judges here. That's the lane 8, 9 and 1.
Gee whiz, Radford, Kinross, and 2 from Kinross Rolleroy.
Yeah.
Right, we'll try to do it as they go across the line, and we'll sort that out. From lane 5 there, Newcastle Grammar, Myers and McDougall will take the win. 3 lengths of clear water between themselves and lane 7, Redlands. So the 1-2 almost official. And we look for now Cranbrook right on the side. It looks like this is going to be a close one between Cranbrook. They go locked to the line, but gee, with the momentum there, I think that'll go to Radford. Radford College with Robinson and Walker taking 3rd place, and 4th place will go right on the far side to lane 2. That's Cranbrook with Mundy and Sartina. They'll be judged in 4th place.
I agree with your call, but the judges have called for a photograph for 2nd and 3rd. It was very, very close.
Well, I'm due for a mistake. I've been right so far, but anyway, we'll wait and see what happens.
Barry,
with
you
place.
don't make mistakes. No, Barry, I refuse to believe that.
Dear John. Yeah, no, John, it was a guess. We don't see that the photo's going to be taken. We think it might be close enough for a photo. Then again, with a bit of bravo, we call the shots, but we'll wait and see the official placings.
The Newcastle Grammar winning time for that race, 7:35.20, but a photo for 3rd and 4th.
Well, that'll be between Radford College and Cranbrook, between 3rd and 4th. And we've only got 3 races now to go. Now, I know it's getting late in the day, and you've been very, very good. It's been exciting racing this afternoon, but we've now got the final of the schoolgirl quad scull, the A final, and the B final.
We're ready with race 92 presentation.
And then the big one will be the schoolboy 8, but it's back to John.
And we're back to the podium, and it's race 92, schoolboy Year 10 single scull. And our bronze medal goes to the Central West Kinross Walleroy, the school represented by Sam Ray. And our silver medal, Alexander Holtower from Redlands. And finally for this event, race 92, schoolboy Year 10 single scull, the gold medal to Bradley Moran, representing St Dominic's College.
There are 3 more events. There's 1, 2, 3 more events to go, and the shed will finish time. And there'll be a couple of. See how I get the page. 42. I'll take it so just after 20 to 5. But then you've got the presentations for the last 3 races, so we should be finished by 5 o'clock. Is that good enough?
We have race 94 underway at the moment. It's an A final. It's the Schoolgirl Cox Quad Skull. MLC School in lane 1, Newcastle Grammar in 2, Roseville has withdrawn, St Catherine's number 1 in lane 4, Kinross Walleroy in 5, Hunter Valley Grammar in 6, Queenwood number 2 in 7, Radford College in 8, and Redlands number 1 in lane 5. A final, Schoolgirl Cox Quad Skull.
Well, we may take the opportunity to going back to racing, and we're looking now at race 94, the A final, the Schoolgirl Cox Quad Skull. 1 withdrawal from Roseville, and coming down here now, a good run coming from Redlands in lane 9 on this side of the course. So they're certainly in the running. This is an A final. It's a very important race for the schoolgirls. They're all the senior girls. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 across. 1, 2, 3. That would take us to Kinross Rolleroy. And I think that's the light blue boat. You'd be watching very closely at Kinross Rolleroy. And surprise, surprise, I don't think that St Catherine's, who are listed to there, would begin the running for a top. But anyway, we'll wait and see. But certainly Kinross Rolleroy right in the centre. They have St Catherine's on their right-hand side. But keep your eye on a very gallant performance coming from Walker, Archer, Howard and Kimber. Tash Richardson is the coxswain from Redlands number 1. She's been working very hard to try to get them up there, but a lot of pressure coming from 3 crews now and looking at Redlands number 1 on this side. But look, you can see this magnificent combination from Kinross Rolleroy, Hilda, Coleman, Yeomans. The Yeomans family's been involved up there for many years. Lucy Jenkins and another one by Sarah Cook in her own right as the coach. And look at them. They get the reach. Blades come in, missing very little water, and they'll go across the line. Kinross Rolleroy about to take the gold in the A final of the Schoolgirl Cox Quad Skull in second place. A drama going on here because at St Catherine's have managed to get up there for second, and third place will go to lane 9, Redlands number 1 on this side of the course. After Redlands, I think we'll have, gee whiz, I think Roseville are out, 2 Roseville crews, but it's St Catherine's, Redlands back to Hunter Valley Grammar. Queenwood number 2 will be judged in 5th place, Newcastle Grammar. And coming up here now, this looks like Radford College in lane 8. And they'll be judged in 8th place. But the top 3 invited to move across: Kinross Rolleroy, St Catherine's number 1, and Redlands number 1. If you can make your way across for presentation.
We've got the B final of the same classification underway now. That's race 95, Schoolgirl Cox Quad Skull. We've been advised of a couple of withdrawals from the field. The 2 Roseville crews have withdrawn, leaving us with Tara in lane 3, Queenwood in 4, Redlands in 5, St Catherine's in 3. And while they're coming down, we could move now to, I think, to more presentations. This is race 93, schoolboy year 10, a double skull. And our bronze medalist from Radford, not on the podium at the moment, but our silver medalist is, and the silver medal is taken by Redlands, represented by Jack Walsh and Alexander Verschaw. And the gold medalist from the north, Hunter Valley Grammar School, represented by Max Western Arts and Josh Redhead. The coaches Rowan Hislop and Tom Herborn. So race 93, ladies and gentlemen, schoolboy year 10 double skull.
John, the race coming down here now is the Schoolgirl Cox Quad Skull. This is the B final, race 95 on your program. And but look, we would make the point here. It's great to see that the crowd have been hanging around, and this is the biggest crowd I've seen down here for some time, with the concluding stages of a regatta. Most of them packing up boats and going. But I think everybody's wanting to see what's going to happen with the last race on today's program. It's the Schoolboy 8. There are 6 starters listed down there. Amongst them, the top performers: St Augustine's, Hunter Valley Grammar, Canberra Grammar, Radford and Cranbrook College. Do not go away, don't leave early, whatever you do. The Schoolboy 8, scheduled to start at 4:42. It's going to be a great event. Race number 96, the final event on the program.
Well, this looks like a very good performance by St Catherine's, Barry, on the grandstand side. Shearer, Price, Edwards, Cooper and Edwards, coached by Luke Simpkins. They've led virtually all the way over the 2,000 metre course. Don't seem to be upset, relatively unchallenged. They are content, I think, to sit there and just see what is happening behind them. But St Catherine's look as though they're in for a gold medal here in race 95.
Oh, it's wonderful to see. John, Owen Nix was saying that this regatta used to be held over 2 days initially. Now they've got many more seats occupied, many more races, and they're doing it in 1 day. That accounts for a little bit of a rush coming up towards the end of the program, but well done to the organisers. St Catherine's take the win. 2.5 lengths of clear water back to Redlands. That's the crew out of lane 5. That's Tobin, Sidoti, Larkus and Burrell. Xavier Little, their coxswain. They'll be judged in 2nd place, 3rd place then. Well, I think we'll go to Tara. John has said St Augustine's on the far side. Keep your eye on them. They're always going to be a dark horse in any event. Hunter Valley Grammar next to them. They'd probably be a little out of contention at this stage. But Canberra Grammar number 1, the Canberrans. This is their big guns. Their number 1 crew of Carey, Daniel, McKay and Merlib. Moylan, Peters and Freddie Klein. Oliver Merchant in the back of the Canberra Grammar number 1 crew, and he's not going to let this crew from St Augustine's get past him. He might not have the choice because they're the race leaders at the present moment, and St Augustine's have come off them in a 2,000 metre event. You'll find that things starts happening on or just after the halfway mark. St Augustine's now have taken over the lead, a half a length in the lead over the crew from, I think that is the crew from Canberra Grammar number 1. Well, trailing off Canberra Grammar number 1, looking for a 3rd place. It may well be coming from this side. Cranbrook could be in the mix. They could be in the mix for a 3rd place here as we look back and we see Hunter Valley Grammar. There's a bit of a struggle back there, back in 4th place. And back in 5th place, it would look like the crew from, I think, 3 out. That would be Radford College. And then well back Canberra Grammar number 2. But St Augustine's.
Now keep going.
St Augustine's on the far side of the course. Let's have a look at the crew. We haven't had a look at them. They've got Nick Pender in the crew and Torben Ugmarks down at the stern end, and their coxswain Tom Flaffen, and there we have it. Matthias Ugmark, Judith Ugmark. This is the Ugmark family. And they're kissing goodbye to the rest of the crews in this event. St Augustine's with Oscar Davis in the bow seat. Mungo Murphy did a lot of sculling there in the last JB Sharp series for 2017. Finn Lawton, Jeremy Gategood, Pat Burke that we saw doing a good job here today. Tom Garans, look at the stern end. Torben Ugmark, Nick Pender. And I think Nick Pender, if he hasn't been on it, it's almost been in the Australian junior team. Tom Faffen is the coxswain. And once again, Ugmark's the coaches. Well, thank goodness they're on our side, because coming up here now, look at them go. Their rates up, 34, 35 strokes a minute. Heavens above, have you ever seen schoolies do this before? They've got a bow wave the size of a Manly ferry over there in lane number 1. And they've moved away 4 to 5, 6 lengths of clear water now. Look at them go, the dark greenies. And it's wonderful being green. They're coming up here now, only metres to go, and what a great win. They've really clocked the time. Let's see what the time is, John, for St. Augustine's.
6:08.41.
They
Very
cracked the
good
6-minute mark. Almost got there. 6 minutes from a schoolboy crew. A good time. In second place will go to Canberra Grammar number 1. And they'll take second place. And third place will down here. Well, a good road coming from Cranbrook. They got the third. Fourth place then we go across Hunter Valley Grammar. Will be judged in fourth place out of lane 3, and then the next ones across will be Radford College out of lane 5. They'll be judged in fifth place, and then finally sixth place will go to Canberra Grammar number 2. And well done to everybody involved. Canberrans, they got a second place. St. Augustine's, well deserved there. Did it in almost 6 minutes flat. Fantastic time, and the fastest time on today's program. Well done.
Let's move now back to the podium, and at race 94, the A final, Schoolgirl Coxed Quad Skull, and third place goes to Redlands, represented by Kristen Walker, Emily Archer, Maddie Howard, Zoe Kimber, and Tash Richardson. Our silver medal and the awardee, St. Catherine's, and representing St. Cath's, Bianca Horrell, Zoe Hall, Rosa Hood, Amy Tainch, and Rebecca Roseberg. And now our gold medal, and it goes to Kinross Walleroy, Olivia Hilda, Katie Coleman, Bridget Yeoman, Lucy Jenkin, and Xanthi St. Clair. The coach, Sarah Cook, and Sarah's got a number of credits in the racing today. So congratulations, A finalists, Schoolgirl Coxed Quad Skull. Winning time there, 7:32.01. Oh, Barry, the course looks a little bare with no crews coming down.
Oh, but it's been a great day, John. I don't think I've seen quite a few of the independent schools racing, and this has been absolutely fantastic today.
It's been a very full day.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has. But let's remember, whilst the next presentation is about to be made, that it's all being done under the president of the jury on today's program, Victor Walter. And we thank the drivers of the umpire launches out there, like Laurie Omerod, always up here, Peter Boyce, Mike Agnes, Neil Jones there in umpire boat number 4. You've done a great job. The safety boats provided by Surf Life Saving from New South Wales. That's their aquatic rescue, and I think they've had to pull a couple of young people out because of no doubt a little bit of exhaustion there. The boat holders, all of whom are para rowers from the Balmain Rowing Club down there in Sydney Harbour. The timing, Terry Marr, and Terry Marr's been doing it, but also I saw Simon Creed up here and doing a magnificent job. The regatta secretary, Owen Nix, who I just can't understand how he puts it all together, and the Tim Page and Margot Harley, who's been flat out all day doing the presentations with still more to come. The Ambulance Australia people who have been on standby. Julie Story down there and doing the bow numbers along with Neil Holmes. And the timing in the tower they've done with Carolyn Eaton, Ann Mitchell and Peter Baird once again. And all those wonderful school volunteers that looked after the timing at the 1,000 metre mark. You've done a great job. But all in all, a fantastic day, and I'm sure that on the way home, everyone's going to have a great story to tell. Been great, John.
We're getting ready for our final two medal presentations, race 95 and of course race 96. The race just concluded, and we'll be able to get underway with those in a few moments as soon as all our crew members are at the podium. One of the features, Barry, is seeing a number of schools on the water today we've not been seen before. Abbottsley, Barker College, MacArthur Catholic, St Columbus High, St Paul's Grammar, St Paul's Burrigal Catholic College and St Dominic's College. Let's hope that it expands their entries into future regattas.
Well, it's only a couple of days ago we had All Saints Day. That's why we're all...
We've got first and 5.
We're moving now to our penultimate presentation of the afternoon. It's race 95, the B final, Schoolgirl Coxed Quad Scull. And our bronze medal go to the Tara School. Yes they are. The Tara are there. Demi Papacinos. Francis Duranitz, Heather Kelly, Chloe Wright, and Sydney Pan in the Cox's seat. The silver medal was won by Redlands. They're not there at the moment, but the gold medal goes to the oldest girls' school in the Southern Hemisphere, St Catherine's at Waverley. That's Georgina Shearer. Aldera Price. Lucinda Edwards. Amelia Cooper. And Ava Edwards. And the crew coached by Luke Simpkins. And we do have our silver medalists there. That's Redlands, a mad rush down there. Hannah Tobin, Laura Sidoti, Stephanie Lacoste, Emily Burrell and Xavier Little. So congratulations all our medal winners. B final, Schoolgirl Coxed Quad Scull. Last night it was the president's dinner at the club and I was the MC, so I didn't get home till after midnight.
What, in the restaurant? In the big
yeah, the big restaurant, yeah. Had about 100 there, which is good.
Black and white music?
All black tie.
Oh,
yeah.
God, that would
lovely.
be fantastic.
And the food was superb. What the president did, he said, I'm not going to make the decision. Chef, leave it with you. And it was great. Really was very good.
It was above. Yeah. What a wonderful scene. Got any photographs of that? They
took a lot of pickies.
I tell you what. You were up at the stage there, were you up on the stage? Or
no, we were just on the all flat, but we had a trio, a classic trio.
That's what I thought. That's the music.
Yeah,
because I remember seeing up on there.
What we do, we don't put them up there now. We tend to put them in a corner because the sound is better. Yeah. Although they can be used up there, and we have used it in the past. It was good. Yeah. Well, here's our last one of the day. Still arriving. No, it was very, very good. I was, fortunately, just flew, they put a director on each table to be a host, and I happened to have 4 blokes and their wives who I've served in the army with at various times. Pure chance, but they congratulated me for organising it. I didn't deny that I'd organised, but I didn't.
Hey, John. I know you said that they changed the frequency or whatever. I don't want to get too technical for that long shot that you have the transmission across to another club. Would there be ever an opportunity to get a shared input from Haberfield, Drummoyne and Leichhardt for Regattas Hill down there?
Yeah, I'm working on a new one. The issue is to get around and set it up because of the freeway and everything
Right.
to Haberfield.
Yeah.
I've got another one and I've tested it.
Haberfield Regattas, you've got that. That was the coil that you put up for the transmitter, and that got it through to Leichhardt, who got the receiver. But getting a receiver at the other two organisations, is that a problem?
Which other two?
Well, from when we did it over at Drummoyne, we could feed back to Leichhardt. Leichhardt had got the built-in thing that you gave the gadget that you plug it in. The receiver, the long line that hangs down there, but Haberfield have got nothing, and Drummoyne wouldn't have anything, although they
I've
use
only ever been to Drummoyne once or something.
Drummoyne. Yeah, well, Drummoyne.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have all the crews now mingling on the pontoon there just behind the podium, and we're about to get underway with the final medal presentation of the day, and this is race 96. We almost got to the 100. Race 96, schoolboy 8s. And the bronze medal winners are the Cranbrook School. Cranbrook represented by Alex O'Neill, Will Begg, William Harding, Pierce Caponis, Hugo Gaspar, Mitchell Caponis, Zinzan Hayden, Jack McCaffrey and Joe Bartram in the Cox's seat. Our silver medals. Silver medalists from the Deep South, Canberra Grammar School. And Canberra Grammar School represented by Jack Carey, Ben Daniel, Ryan McKay, Peter Merlieb, Thomas Ustinov, James Moylan, Ethan Peters, Freddie Klein and Oliver Merchant. And the gold medalists for this final event of the day, race 96, the schoolboy 8, St. Augustine's. St. Augustine's represented by Oscar Davis, Mungo Murphy, Flynn Lawton, Jeremy Gategood, Patrick Burke, Tom Durans, Torben Unamuck, Nicholas Pender and Tom Faflin. The coaches Matthias and Judith Ungermark. So congratulations St. Augustine on that big win. Congratulations Grammar and Cranbrook on third place in the schoolboy 8 at the 2018 Rowing New South Wales Independent Schools Championship. So while those pictures are being taken, ladies and gentlemen, perhaps I could say fond farewell. Glad you were with us. Glad to see so many at the course today. Even happier to see so many stay right till the death. Well done, and we'll see you out here at the Regatta Centre in the future.